Russia's defense ministry says munitions blew up at the base, emphasizing the installation had not been shelled. But Ukrainian officials speculate that it was hit by Ukrainian-fired long-range missiles. America's listening to Fox News.
Every search you make, every click you take, they'll be watching you.
Tired of companies like Google and Facebook watching everything you do online? There's actually a simple solution. DuckDuckGo. It's an all-in-one privacy app with a built-in private search engine, web browser, one-click data clearing, email protection, and more, all for free. Download the app today and get the most comprehensive privacy protection with a push of a button. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Our latest wet, cool front moving to the south and to the east, now partly to mostly cloudy skies this afternoon. All you have to do is walk out the door. You know it's cooler, 82. Tonight, partly cloudy, 68. Wednesday, really nice day. Partly to mostly sunny skies. Nice. Lower humidity, 83 for the high, up to 88 on Thursday. But then 79, 80 for highs Friday and Saturday. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
It's happening right here, right now.
A source says the FBI agents brought a safe cracker to get into what's described as a relatively new safe.
This is improper and it is misconduct, and we have to find out what the facts are.
They were not being judicious about what they took.
These people are committed to doing whatever it takes, including destroying the Constitution, in order to retain power. And that's going to be a major issue between now and the election this fall.
This is 97.1 FM Talk.
Mark Cox here. Join me, Annie Frey, and Mark Reardon, along with Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw of the Retirement Advisory Group for another Protecting Your Retirement educational event. It's Thursday, August 11th at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. Seats are limited, so go online at retirementkey.com. Here's Thomas with more.
Are you nearing retirement or already retired and concerned how all the market volatility is hurting your retirement accounts? Would you like to know why our clients have not lost a penny with all the market losses this year? Did you also know if you're 59 and a half or older, you can now roll over your 401k tax-free to protect your nest egg and still generate more income than most investment options? You'll get all the answers and more. If you're 59 and a half or older, you don't want to miss this event.
Protect your retirement nest egg and join the official financial advisors of my show, Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw, Thursday, August 11th at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. Call 314-993-9494 or go online at retirementkey.com. This is a great time of the year to upgrade the energy efficiency in your home with my friends at Window World. Mark Cox here to tell you more about my experience with Window World. They replaced a couple of windows at my house. They were just panes of glass. We wanted to be able to get some airflow into the master bathroom. They came out, they gave us a free estimate, and then had the windows at seams installed in no time. Very professional, lifetime warranty I get, and you get an extra double strength glass on their replacement windows that's not common. So you're getting a great price, simply the best for less. They do front entry doors, rear entry doors if you're looking to replace that back door or sliding glass door in your home. They've got a great selection at Window World. They're also right now offering 18 months, same as cash financing, of course, with approved credit. The preferred window of the St. Louis Blues, 314-993-1800, windowworld.com.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions, and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
AMCO offers easy payment plan options for most any credit situation, so you can fix it fast and pay it off slow at AMCO.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
Long summer days call for extra hands. Hire fast with Indeed. Their hiring solution helps attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and instantly receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Join Mosby Building Arts every Saturday from 12 to 1 p.m. on 97.1 FM. Rich Orse and guests give insider tips about renovations, design, construction, exteriors, and more. Tune in to Right at Home with Rich on Saturdays or catch the podcast online.
The features you always dreamed of are here. We're talking about rewinding the radio. Listen on the Odyssey app and rewind whenever you'd like. Or catch up on entire shows within 24 hours of air.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the
Do
Annie
not
Fry Show.
underestimate how deliberately these people are committed to doing whatever it takes, including destroying the Constitution, in order to retain power. And that's going to be a major issue between now and the election this fall.
So there's Newt Gingrich on the news of the day, potentially news of the year, depending on how this ends up coming out. Yesterday, Monday morning, actually, the news broke yesterday evening. As you've likely heard by now, the residence of President Donald Trump was raided by the FBI. Now, of course, I have a lot of thoughts on this, and I know that you do as well. But we are going to get to the expert to talk about this issue before we get into the chatter and the details about it. Let's bring our friend Hans von Spakovsky onto the show. He's a senior legal fellow at the Heritage Foundation, also a DOJ lawyer. Hans, what a day yesterday for Americans to see the spectacle of the remnants of an FBI raid on the home of a former president of the United States.
Frankly, I was shocked. I mean, I was shocked. At first, I thought, oh, maybe somebody's doing a satirical broadcast, and then I find out it's for real. People need to understand how totally and completely unprecedented this is. This has never happened in the entire history of the United States. And we still don't know why, but I can tell you this, the Justice Department needs to immediately release to the public the search warrant application they submitted to the judge down in Florida and the supporting affidavit, so we can judge on our own whether they really had sufficient grounds to do this. And let me tell you, unless they had substantial, I would say even overwhelming evidence of some kind of crime, I just can't see any justification for this kind of a raid of a former president's home.
So I think that the key here is that the American people, in order to properly judge what took place, because there are a lot of people who are very angry and they're even a little bit further than the edge of their seat on what they've witnessed yesterday. What is President Trump being investigated for? And we've heard a lot of people rule out that this is not directly related to the January 6th investigation. There is the allegation that the president took documents from the White House upon moving out of the White House after he lost the election that were classified, that he retained, even though he had been asked to return them. Can you lay out for us what we know about what the law is regarding these classified documents that President Trump may still have or had possession of, and what historically happens? Is Donald Trump the first president to have done something like this?
No, compare this outrageous raid to what the Justice Department did when Hillary Clinton was found to have put a home server in her house in New York City. I'm sorry, in the state of New York, in Chappaqua, that was filled with tens of thousands of government emails from her time as Secretary of State, including classified information. The FBI never raided her home. And in fact, she said that she had her lawyers go through it and they decided what were government communications, what were personal communications, and then they deleted and destroyed 33,000 emails. This was outrageous behavior, yet her home was not searched. She was not charged. In this situation, there is a federal law about retention of classified documents. But keep in mind that this is not some ordinary lower-level federal official. This is the president, former president of the United States. And in fact, we heard today from Kash Patel. Kash Patel worked in the Trump White House. He was at the National Security Council. He was the principal deputy to the director of national intelligence. And he says that he saw the president declassify all of these documents. The president is the final word. The president, listen, President Biden today, if he wanted to, could step up to a microphone and say, I'm declassifying every single document held by the federal government, and that would be the final word. No one could question that. Wow. So it sounds like the whole basis of the raid, his supposed retention of classified documents, may have been totally false, because the president, according to Kash Patel, had already declassified this before he left the White House.
Man.
And I mean, it's, and by the way, and keep this in mind, this application for a search warrant would not have gone forward unless FBI Director Chris Wray had approved it and Attorney General Merrick Garland. Merrick Garland, I think, had an irreconcilable conflict of interest to approve a raid against someone who is a potential candidate against his boss. He should have appointed a special counsel to investigate and examine this, and instead, Garland does it himself.
I have a million questions, and the more questions that I ask and hear answers, that it spawns more questions in my mind. And I know that that's what the American people are experiencing right now. There's just, our minds are just a bunch of question marks. So they come in and they take these boxes of documents. There are reports that the safe was cracked open, according to Donald Trump. We have reports that the safe didn't actually contain anything when it was opened. My question is, if the reports are true that they didn't actually go through any of that stuff, they just took it, that they will go through that at a later date. And I don't know if you've heard the reports as well that Trump's lawyers were not present when this actually did take place. What can they do with the information, the documents, the evidence, I guess, that they find?
Well, in fact, that's why it's important for us to get a copy of the search warrant, because the search warrant will tell us what it is they were looking for. And if they find documents totally unrelated to the specificity of the search warrant, that can't be used in any way. But look, that brings up the whole issue here of, Trump's office put out a statement, I believe, saying that in January, they returned 15 boxes of documents to the National Archives. Okay, if the National Archives and others are saying, well, there's still documents need to return, then why don't they have their lawyers simply talk to and negotiate with Trump lawyers, set up a mutual time where they can all go through the documents and figure out what needs to be returned? That is the way this should have been handled. There's no reason for an FBI raid like this that I can think of, unless they were doing it for politically partisan reasons to target a potential candidate against Joe Biden.
There's a couple players, Hans von Spakovsky with us right now at the Heritage Foundation. There's a couple players in this scenario, this situation, that I want to dig a little bit deeper on. You've already kind of gone into Merrick Garland and how biased he would have been, should have appointed the special counsel. I completely agree with that. Let's talk about Christopher Wray, who's the director of the FBI, because Christopher Wray is a Trump appointee. Trump put him in the position to be there. And I of all of the questionable appointments that Donald Trump made over the course of his administration, this has got to be near the top of the list. What is Christopher Wray's responsibility in this, and how has he adhered to the actual rights and responsibilities of his position of director of the FBI?
Well, think of all the bad things that have happened while he's been the FBI director and the actions he hasn't taken to discipline individuals, for example, in the FBI involved in the Russia-Trump FISA applications and electronic eavesdropping warrants. And it was just last week, Chris Wray was up for testimony before a Senate committee where Chuck Grassley confronted him with information that Grassley had received from FBI whistleblowers complaining about individuals inside the FBI who were making partisan decisions on law enforcement issues, including the Hunter Biden investigation. And when Chuck Grassley asked him to stay longer so they could do a second round of questions about this very concerning thing, what does Chris Wray say? Oh, no, he can't. He has to leave. He has to get to the airport to catch his plane, as if he's got some kind of important business, except we find out that no, he was going for a vacation in New York with his family.
Another player that I want to ask you about is somebody had to there had to be information presented to a judge who would then authorize this process. I'm going to read to you from Raheem Kassem's The National Pulse, just the first paragraph here. Judge Bruce Reinhart, who is reportedly the most likely judge behind the warrant authorizing a raid on former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate, is a former attorney who represented employees of convicted sex offender and notorious pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. So he's apparently an Obama donor as well. Is this a conflict of interest in addition to the other ones we've discussed?
Well, I don't think they should have gone to a federal magistrate. I think they should have gone to a regular federal judge. Magistrates are not appointed by a president and confirmed by the Senate. They're just picked by other judges. And for something this serious, this unprecedented, I don't think they should have just gone to a magistrate judge, particularly one who is a political donor.
Yeah, it breeds no confidence in the American people. You mentioned the word unprecedented. Now, I would assume that if this happens again, it is now precedented. What has the FBI cracked open in this action to raid the home of a former president of the United States?
The way this was conducted, the lack of justification, the lack of a special counsel, all of this makes it look like the law enforcement powers of the U.S., the Justice Department, the FBI, have been weaponized for political reasons. And that is the kind of thing that happens in third world banana republics. It's never happened here. And now we have this potentially going on. And by the way, this is at the very same time that there were sources saying yesterday that the Justice Department is about to offer a very sweet potential plea deal to Hunter Biden that will basically have him pleading guilty to some minor charge and quiet the whole thing down so it won't hurt Joe Biden's reelection chances. I mean, all of this coming together like this is very, very concerning. By the way, something else, I don't know if you saw this, but there was a report out that Mark Elias is the biggest lawyer for the Democrats, saying that, oh, well, you know, if Trump is found guilty of violating this federal records law, well, then he can't run for office because there's a provision in the federal law that disqualifies anyone found guilty of holding federal office. Now, he's wrong about that. That statute is unconstitutional as applied to the president, but that certainly gives a potential motivation for acting in this manner, doesn't it?
I was thinking motive right there. The last question I have for you, Hans, and we are so grateful for your time on this day to get your expertise as a DOJ lawyer, as the legal expert at the Heritage Foundation. There is the possibility, and everybody listening to our conversation right now needs to keep this in mind. There is the possibility that something that is not available to the American people. There's information that is revealed that maybe there is a there. That possibility does exist. I think the FBI has done a fantastic job of sowing in a great amount of distrust in the American people, especially with Donald Trump, to say, they investigate first and get the story lined up later, and it doesn't always line up. Is there a possibility in your mind that after some time passes, you get more information, the American people get more information, that you could look at this incident and say this was a completely warranted search?
Well, I guess that's possible, but so far to date, neither the FBI, the Justice Department, and not even the January 6th committee the Democrats set up has produced a single piece of evidence that I have seen that indicates that Donald Trump broke any federal laws of any kind.
Man, you think this is going to hurt the country in the long run?
Yeah, because it's another sign of the breakdown of the rule of law and the potential willingness of folks on the left to use the power of the government to go after their political opponents. And that puts us in the same category as countries like Russia, China, and other places around the world that we've never resembled.
It is shocking. It's a story that we're going to continue to follow. Hans, your expertise right here in the start of the Annie Frey Show, very, very grateful for your time today. Thank you so much. We'll be in contact to follow up with you soon, I'm sure.
Sure. Take care.
You as well. Hans von Spakovsky, Senior Legal Fellow at the Heritage Foundation, DOJ lawyer, also author. Check out his books that he has written. You will be glad that you did. Quite a day, quite a story. And I'm going to say this right now. While everybody else is flying off the handle, I am flapping in the wind, holding on to the handle, ready to fly off the handle, thinking, let's not be so quick to judgment that we don't leave the door cracked for the other shoe to drop here for us to find something out. But why? After everything that the FBI has done, everything that the Democrats have done, everything that the media has done to this man, would you give our Justice Department, the FBI, the people who are in power at every corner of our government federally, the benefit of the doubt? We don't trust them anymore. And that's on them. That's not on us. That's on them. Trust is earned, and they have not earned it. Let's take a quick break. Your comments flooding in right now on the live chat on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. We got a big crew there. We would love for you to join us and be a part of the conversation there. Love seeing some of the questions and thoughts popping up right there. Join us and vote in the Annie Frey YouTube live chat poll. Does the FBI raid on Trump's home affect the likelihood he'll run for president? Yes, more likely. Yes, less likely, or no, doesn't affect it. We'll be back after this. Don't go away.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
You call me strong, you call me weak, but still your secrets I will keep.
More than ever, this is where St. Louis is coming to talk. Computer, smart speaker, radio, phone. People are gathering here. Thanks for listening and staying connected. 97.1 FM Talk.
Looking to build a home in the Metro East? Well, make sure that before you choose who that home builder is going to be, that you look at cajonesinc.com. CA Jones is a leader in building wonderful, beautiful homes that once you get in there, you realize how much customization that you can do to make this home the dream home for you. I know a lot of people who have thought about building now instead of waiting for the right house to hit the market, just because the market is so crazy. If you've thought about this process and you visit cajonesinc.com, you will see the different layouts that they have for the home. You can start your dream right there by looking at house plans, different types of layouts, ranches, 2 stories, walkout basements, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, wraparound porches, all of it. Whatever is in your dream home, you can find it at CA Jones, and you can work with the very best in the business. They care about energy efficiency. They care about making it a stress-free process for you, and they make good on their word each and every time. You can find them online at cajonesinc.com.
How long does it take to tackle a home project? With Angie, you could cross it off your list before this ad is over. Just tell us what you need, indoor or outdoor, repair or redesign, and we handle the rest, sending a top pro to get it done. You don't have to lift a finger, except to tap the screen or click the mouse. Plus, Angie is free to use. So bring us your next home project, and we'll bring it home. Download the app or go to Angie.com. That's ANGI.com to get started.
This message is sponsored by Greenwise Financial. Did you know if you have over $10,000 in credit card bills, you have a right to settle that debt for less than you owe? We are Greenwise Debt Relief. We specialize in saving people just like you thousands of dollars off their credit card balance. If you want to put more money in your pocket, call us for free information now. 800-200-3785. That's 800-200-3785. 800-200-3785.
It's ridiculous over here in Illinois. It really is.
How much worse does it have to get?
So expensive nowadays. I wait to the last minute, hoping that the prices will go down.
How much longer can you wait for relief? Governor Pritzker's doubling the state's gas tax gave Illinois some of the highest gas prices in the nation, yet the potholes in Chicago could swallow a CTA bus. Now Pritzker is forcing businesses to lie to their customers for his benefit.
Only thing Illinois is doing is delaying a gas tax increase and calling that a tax cut.
In Illinois, you have to sue to be able to tell the truth.
Gas station owners in Illinois are suing the state over a new law they claim violates their free speech rights.
How much longer will you be made to play the fool? In the last 4 years, Pritzker added another $2,165 to the tax burden Illinois families shoulder, which was already the highest in the nation. How much more of Pritzker can you afford? How much worse does it have to get before you make a change? Paid for by people who play by the rules pack.
Hello, this is Dave Walker, former Comptroller General of the United States. The federal government has grown dramatically, promised too much, lost control of its budget, and must restructure its finances in order to create a better future.
I agree, Dave. This is Ken Heisey from Heisey Advisory Group, and you're invited to a special event on Thursday, August 25th. Dave and I will talk about our country's financial issues and how they may impact your retirement. Learn why it's critical to take action now and discover strategies that can help protect your future. If you've saved at least $750,000 for retirement, call 314-328-6000 to register for this special event. After a decades-long mission to promote fiscal responsibility at all levels of government, you won't want to miss what Dave has to say. Call 314-328-6000.
Dave Walker is not affiliated with and does not endorse Heisey Advisory Group or AE Wealth Management, LLC. Heisey Advisory Group may not provide tax advice and is not affiliated with the U.S. government. Investment advisory services offered through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Glad that you were with us on a Tuesday afternoon. And the YouTube poll kind of says it all, I think, today. How did you find out? That's the question I have for you right now. How did you find out about the FBI raiding Mar-a-Lago yesterday? I went home, didn't have coffee yesterday. I was like a zombie, like a stupid terminalist. I've been watching the Terminalist. I finished it last night. Great show, Chris Pratt, on Amazon Prime. So if you have an Amazon Prime membership, it's my assumption that this is included, not free, but included.
I'm pretty sure Prime Video is included. With you have Prime.
Yes. Anyway, I didn't have to pay anything, I don't think, to watch it. Maybe I paid $50 or something. So we've been watching that. So we don't get to watch these shows until we put the kids to bed. So my husband and I have spent the last few nights staying up super late, like not turning, like we can watch one more, you can do it. And so it took 3 nights to watch 8 episodes. We finished it last night, but I got home from work yesterday. I was totally wiped. I sat in my chair and the kids were playing in the living room and I passed out. I was super tired. So I went upstairs to lay down and put the TV on and watch the news. And I pop it on and it says FBI raids Mar-a-Lago. And I'm like, I looked at the screen and I actually did the like squinty thing, like blink my eyes, like, am I awake? Am I up here? Is this still a dream from me sitting down in the chair? And I'm looking and watching. I'm going, what the heck is this? So then I just continue to watch coverage throughout the night, and I am stunned by it, which is kind of makes me want to slap myself in the face. You know why? Because we shouldn't be stunned by this. Is this the natural progression of things in the United States of America? Somebody wrote on our live chat today, this is stage 4 TDS. I would agree with that. I think it is important because I'm always trying to stay grounded as much as I can. Like I said before the break, everyone's flying off the handle. I'm got 2 fingers left on the handle and I'm flapping in the wind, waiting for the thing that makes me go, oh, okay, now I understand it. Usually by now, you would have the breadcrumb you needed to make you understand what's going on. And when I see on Twitter the reactions of people who are on the left and they're talking about this, and I see the people, the common people like you and me, who would just go on and reply to somebody and move along their day, they're saying, listen, if the law says that you can't have classified documents in your home, that's the law, and Trump broke the law. And it's like, why is this all of this? This is like the shiny new object for the people on the left. When Hillary Clinton, if you'd missed it, you got to listen to what we just discussed with Hans von Spakovsky. Started at the beginning of the show. A quick plug here. The Odyssey app, AUDACY, it's how you download it. Find 97.1 FM Talk. You can rewind up to 24 hours from the time you log into the app. Go to the beginning of the show and listen to what Hans von Spakovsky, an actual expert on this issue, had to say, and he brought up the Hillary emails. Remember, Hillary was under investigation by the FBI when she deleted these emails. She had the information, she had classified information in her home and then got rid of it while she was under investigation. In my opinion, it's worse than what they're alleging Donald Trump had, where he moved out of the White House and took documents or whatever it was that he says he has a right to. They say he doesn't. And historically speaking, this has happened, that there has been a dispute over what could and could not be taken with every presidency that has exited the White House. Every single one. This is not unique to Donald Trump. Don't act like it is. You're going to lose me in your argument. I'm here ready to listen to anybody because none of this makes any sense other than a complete and total political hit job. Somebody else go out there and make it make sense to me. This has happened in every other presidency that has existed, that people bring stuff home from the White House and then the federal government goes, nope, 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 you can't have that. And they say, oh, yes, I can. And then there's a negotiation and then people move on. This happened with somebody, I think it was at I can't remember which department it was, but they took from the National Archives documents out, stuffed in their socks. I heard them covering this last night on Fox News, but apparently the Drudge headline was "Docs in the Socks." When this took place previously before, that person didn't even there was no raid. They negotiated with that person, somebody who smuggled documents out of the National Archives in their socks. There's no allegation here that Donald Trump is covering up something specifically. Maybe that is yet to come. That's why I said, regarding the flying off the handle moment that I'm prepared to do, I got 2 fingers left on the handle holding on for something, anything that's going to make me go, okay, let's just calm down here and let's listen to what the other side has to say. I've got nothing so far. The people on the left that are pushing back on this, the TDS people, if you will, that are pushing back on this on social media right now are saying, hey, law's the law. This is the way it goes. You should have cooperated earlier. And then you have idiots like Joe Scarborough.
You know why? Because they're fascists. Like people that are making the threats, the people that helped Donald Trump on January 6th, the people that were talking about coming to D.C., that it was going to be crazy, that it was going to be wild, they were going to charge the cap. They're fascists. And so they're making fascist threats, and we need to do what the United States has always done. We need to confront fascism and defeat it. So everybody that's freaking out over fascists being fascists, well, guess what? That's what fascists do. That's why we have law enforcement. to actually bring fascists to justice. So please don't run around with your hair on fire and say, oh my God, we can't actually enforce the laws of our land. We can't actually protect classified documents because fascists may get upset on a TV show. It's what they do.
All right, everybody, wipe the vomit from your face and from your chest, and let's regroup here as Joe Scarborough just induces nausea across the entire 97.1 FM Talk listening audience. My apologies to you. You didn't deserve that today. It's been a rough 24 hours. That was rude of me. I'm so sorry. But I do think that it is a very important time. Let's all go to school, kids. Come on, gather around, grab a carpet square, and let's learn the definition of a word, or at least the definition of the word as of today. I guess it'll change tomorrow if it hasn't changed already, and I just didn't get the memo. Fascism is a system of government led by a dictator who typically rules by forcefully and often violently suppressing opposition and criticism, controlling all industry and commerce, and promoting nationalism and often racism. That's a definition of the Democratic Party that's in control right now. Show me in the federal government where Republicans have any power right now. Show me. Point it out to me. I'll sit here and wait. I can sit here silent for like 8 seconds before alarms start going off on the radio station because I'm not talking. Anybody? Where are the Republicans in charge? Yeah, that's right. Kind of hard for the Republicans to be the fascist party when the Democrats are the ones who have the executive office, they have all of Congress, and they have, in association with this, which is the super scary part, the freaking media in their lap. And they're the ones who are sending the federal agents to raid the office, the home of a former president of the United States. Did Donald Trump do that to Hillary Clinton? Did Donald Trump do that to the Bidens when there was real allegations with the Hunter laptop that was discovered and put into the media when Donald Trump was, yes, still the president, running for president, but still the president? Did Donald Trump send people into Hunter Biden's house to investigate what was going on? He didn't. And neither did the people who were Republicans who were in charge of these entities. Joe Biden says he didn't have any heads up on this investigation. I don't think Joe Biden has a heads up that he's the president of the United States. So spare me the details on the fact that this didn't come from the White House. The White House doesn't come from the White House. Get your words straight, folks, and don't listen to the morons in the media who think you're so stupid that if they say it, you're just going to believe it. They're going to go out there and call the Trump home in Mar-a-Lago the epicenter of fascism. And here's the key, folks. They're coming after you again. Donald Trump said this when he was candidate. He said this when they were president. They're not going after him. They're going after you. He is just in the way. Research fascism now before they try to and potentially successfully change the definition of the word. This is basic Marxism. This is rules for radical Saul Alinsky stuff. And if those words don't mean anything to you, research it now so that you understand the game. It's what's being put into place in this country right now. They control words so that you can't speak. And if you dare try to speak, they can criminalize you because words do hurt. Words are what? Violence. We care more about words being violence in the United States of America right now than we care about violence being violence. We've decriminalized villains in cities all across our country who are ravaging their cities. And we protect these villains and we don't protect the victims. They're turning this country inside out so that you don't recognize it. And if you don't recognize it, how can you protect it? They're getting under your skin so that you act out, so that you prove the point that they tried to say was true in the first place, and it wasn't true in the first place, but they're trying to make it true in the last place. They're trying to goad you into making a reaction to being something, a boogie monster that is going to prove in the end who you really are. This isn't about Donald Trump. This is about you. When Joe Scarborough is talking about fascism, he's talking about you. He's not talking. What Republicans in power? Who? Where? How? Why? What kind of Republicans are in a position right now to actually effectively be fascists? If the Republican Party was the fascist party that Joe Scarborough accuses them of being, they'd be in power right now, and they aren't anywhere, tragically for the country. These people, the Joe Scarboroughs of the world, the people who are executing these warrants on the home of former presidents, the people who are in the back rooms behind closed doors who are making these decisions, they hate you because you love America. The only answer is to love this country harder and fight for it and defend it. I think right now, in my 38 years of life, it's never been more important than it is today. And to do it the right way, the way that they will not travel. They will not go down this road. They will not fight fair. They will not fight clean. They will not fight clean. Do you know why? Because they can't win that way. They know that they can't win that way. The only way that the left wins is by changing your reality and making you think you're crazy for understanding things to be one way and being told repeatedly, consistently, from the time that you're a child sitting in a classroom, through college education, while you're consuming your entertainment media, while you're watching sports, while you become a voter, while you go out into the world and try to make six figures on a liberal studies degree and can't, then you feel screwed by the man. And they're there to swoop you up. They're there to make everything around you seem like the world is out to get you. This country is out to get you. The message is the same from the very beginning. The first opportunity that they have to communicate to you what kind of travesty this country is and what it's done to you, never ever considering what it's done for you. And the only way this country works for you is if the government gets the hell out of the way. And if the government gets the hell out of the way, the Democrats lose because that's their entire existence. Big government there to solve every problem you didn't know you have around every single corner. If you think for yourself, they lose. And if we don't start speaking for ourselves, vocabulary be damned, speaking up, being heard, being unafraid, we will lose this country. The exciting part about this is that it's still up to you. You still have a say in this. You've got a big say in 91 days on Election Day. That red wave needs to turn into the tsunami of all tsunamis. Washington, D.C. needs to not know what hit it. And in 2024, should we get the presidency, clean the freaking house. We'll be back with Wiggins America in a minute.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. The Mark Reardon Show.
Eric Felton is with Real Clear Investigations.
On Capitol Hill, they've been talking about it for some time.
Yeah.
If you're not getting gas taxes, the electric cars that are using the road, what's going to pay to fix the road?
Weekdays from 3 to 6 on 97.1 FM Talk.
Pretty safe to say that you do not know what's going to happen next in this country, in this economy, and you have to take responsibility for your finances to make sure that you are as secure as you possibly can be. If you, like so many other Americans, have had mounting credit card debt or potentially dwindling savings because of the skyrocketing price of everything, maybe it's time to look at a mortgage refinance on your home. The equity is there. You can take some of that cash out and improve your situation financially. When you choose Stewie and the bagel loan at Stewart's American Mortgage, you are making a smart decision for yourself. I have done this myself with my own personal finances 2 times, and both times for different reasons. The first time, rates had gone down. I secured a lower rate. I used the bagel loan. Didn't cost me anything to do it. No brainer. Second time, needed to replace the deck on my house, needed to take some of the equity out of my house to pay for it, and also got a lower rate at that point as well. Maybe the rates aren't as low as they were before, but if you were looking at mounting credit card debt, you are going to get equity out of your house with the bagel loan that doesn't cost you anything to do that refinance. Pay off that credit card debt and see yourself in a much better financial situation. Stewie is your guy. He's my guy. I trust him. I hope you'll give him a chance as well. 314-324-4440, 314-324-4440. Call or text, Google the bagel loan, and MLS number 226-715.
I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet Store.
Hi, this is Arnold, owner of the Good Feet store. Have you been suffering with foot pain, knee pain, low back pain, or plantar fasciitis? Maybe you've tried all kinds of remedies with no relief.
It was terrible. I was in tears a lot. It hurt that bad. For 2 years, I was watching these commercials thinking, this can't be real. You know, you're never going to find out if you don't try. So my legs and my feet do not hurt like they did before Good Feet.
Call 314-317-9494 or visit one of our 2 locations on Olive, Catty Corner from TGI Fridays, or in Shiloh, Illinois, across from Deerbergs.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Individual results may vary. Consult your physician for medical conditions. Visit the website goodfeetstlewis.com. Come in and try the Good Feet feeling today. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief at the Good Feet store.
If you own a house in St. Louis and you want to sell it as is without any inspections or need to make any repairs, call Chris Buys Homes St. Louis at 314-782-8000 or at chrisbuyshomeStLouis.com and get your cash offer without any obligation, commissions, banks, or headaches. Chris buys vacant houses, inherited houses, fixer-uppers, beautiful houses, even the tenant won't pay their rent apartment. Google Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis. That's Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis. And check out the best reviews from satisfied customers. When you sell to Chris, you decide when you want to move, according to your schedule and your terms. Go to chrisbuyshomesinstlouis.com. Google Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis or call 314-782-8000. That's 314-782-8000. And get the offer you have been waiting for. Chris Buys Homes in stlouis.com. Chris Buys Homes in stlouis.com or call 314-782-8000.
Station KFTK, an equal opportunity employer, is dedicated to providing a broad outreach for job vacancies at our stations. We seek the help from local community organizations in referring qualified applicants to our stations. Community organizations that wish to receive our job vacancy information can reach out to Frankie Fan at 206-577-2432. In addition, all listeners are encouraged to visit Odyssey.com for an online listing of job vacancies of all Odyssey radio stations.
Mark Cox here. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call Thomas Helbig with the Retirement Advisory Group at 314-993-9494. He'll show you how to participate in the market gains without ever losing a penny. Thomas is the official financial advisor of the Mark Cox Morning Show.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. In addition to heating and cooling, Air Comfort Service also offers indoor air quality, water heater, and AeroSeal duct sealing services. Get in your comfort zone with aircomfortservice.com.
Back in the car and back on the road. We're with you. Dependable traffic with Sue Thomas. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company. The best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor.
Ah, yes. Well, looky here.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
I love you so. Hey, that's what
The truth is, this did unfold more quickly than we had anticipated. So what's happened? Afghanistan political leaders gave up and fled the country. The Afghan military collapsed, sometime without trying to fight. If anything, the developments of the past week reinforced that ending U.S. military involvement in Afghanistan now was the right decision. American troops cannot and should not be fighting in a war and dying in a war that Afghan forces are not willing to fight for themselves.
Wiggins!
Oh!
Wiggins! Welcome back, Ryan Wiggins.
Thank you.
The live stream is popping today.
No kidding.
On the Annie Frey YouTube channel, people flooding the YouTube live chat poll. Go check it out. But it might just be because you're back.
We had no idea where you were, by the way.
Oh, really?
No.
Annie did.
I
I texted her on Friday.
But I texted you asking you where you were when we were talking about it on the air.
Oh, okay. Well, I texted you a picture of a fudge round, a double-decker fudge round.
He did do that.
Just to let you know, I was at a gas station on my way to Branson.
Did you buy it?
No.
Oh.
No, we had fudge rounds in the car.
I think I reported to the room when you texted me back. Oh, he's going to Branson. You said you were going to about to Branson, but I didn't know if you were stopping there.
We were almost there. We were stopping at Lambert's in Springfield because we wanted to eat lunch there.
So good.
Bad idea on a Friday afternoon. We're gonna have to wait approximately 400 to 500 hours to get in. But that's an approximation.
I think I reported that you were nearing Branson, and then you sent me the double-decker fudge round, and I think out loud I just said gross, and that was
that's all you texted me too.
Yeah,
gross. And then where are you?
Well, I cared. What about Wiggins America? You're playing some old sound there from Joe Biden.
That's because we're right at about a year since this happened. Now that was from the week coming up, looking back at this week a year ago. But this was when Afghanistan fell. Essentially, as we're looking back at this, you remember what was going on with you last year at this time?
You
were still not here.
Not here. I was going to say, I don't know. Yeah, a lot of crap. And a new baby.
A new baby, and your show baby was being taken over by me temporarily.
That was stressful.
And
but you did a great job.
Yeah, and that was a big moment just for us going, oh my gosh, how are we going to make this work? Because you were due back in about a month, and then this thing broke.
Yeah.
And it was such a big deal, and still is.
And it got the thing about the story, which being on maternity leave, it was one of the few things that permeated my wall of I'm not paying attention.
Yeah.
Because I have a baby around. The story just got, every development made it worse.
It was awful. And what's crazy is looking back, and I was going back over the few months preceding this Afghanistan stuff, Joe Biden had been doing, at least according to polling, very well up until this. Because if you recall, we really were just beginning to talk about inflation in June and July because it had just kind of begun kicking in at the end of April and May. So we weren't feeling the full effects of that yet. His approval rating in July 2021, 59%. Compared to now, it's dropped.
Times have changed.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's at an average of about 35% now.
This was the catalyst, though, for it to people across the aisle.
Yep.
Said, what in the world is going on?
Yeah. This was the big wake up call that, oh my gosh, everything that we've had so far was inherited. Now, in his first real major decision, he has bungled this so badly on the entire international stage. We're all seeing, oh my gosh, this guy might be incompetent. And so that's the Biden stuff itself. But Afghanistan and where we're at now, if you recall, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan promised at almost this exact time last year that the White House would conduct an extensive hot wash and look at every aspect of the withdrawal from top to bottom.
How's that going?
Nothing. There's been in the words of this article that I'm pulling from, that effort has dragged on and is not expected to be completed before the August 30th anniversary of Biden officially ending that war. So nothing. And then just recently, I pulled this quote. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Just not too long ago, Biden told a Democrat National Committee, quote, I made the decision to end America's longest war and that we'd be able to protect America and root out terrorism in Afghanistan or anywhere in the world. And that's exactly what we did. It's so blind to anything that all of us saw happening but they get away with it because nobody calls them out. So I wanted to read that quote simply because if you look back, and I almost out of time here, but just a week ago, we were talking about this this big terrorist that they had announced that they had killed. Al-Qaeda leader Ayman al-Zawahiri is, I think that's how that's pronounced. The problem is that nobody really came out and said, well, yes, this is a good thing to take out a top terrorist, but it's in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
This was a guy that wasn't in power a year ago because you allowed the vacuum to exist again and him to move into power.
Listen to Joe Biden on this issue.
Look, let's put this thing in perspective here. What interest do we have in Afghanistan at this point with Al-Qaeda gone? We went to Afghanistan for the express purpose of getting rid of Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan, as well as getting Osama bin Laden. And we did.
This is what he said, like right after this was the justification for what took place. The entire purpose was to make Al-Qaeda be gone and to defeat Al-Qaeda. Now, 1 year later, we're supposed to do the happy celebratory dance because we got the new leader of Al-Qaeda.
Yeah, we got
Make
one
it
guy.
make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, we all go, yeah, that's still good. That's good. But just like many other things, including Ukraine and a lot of other, especially international issues, we wouldn't be in this situation to have to do these things if you hadn't have got us in this situation. So having a little bit of context is really important for almost any news item involving the Biden White House.
When I was looking for that sound that I just played there, it's such a bizarre trip to take when I'm looking through this sound. I just searched Biden and Afghanistan on my sound. And that is what the Easter Bunny was moving Joe Biden away from when he was being asked.
Oh, that was this year.
That question about Pakistan and Afghanistan, the Easter Bunny was there to keep him from saying dumb things about that situation. That was the Easter Bunny debacle.
Amazing. So that was roughly a year ago right now. This whole month, really, it was all about Afghanistan.
Well, let's talk to Jim Carafano about that and the FBI raid when we come back. Don't go away.
Are you ready to rumble? Don't miss WWE Night at Busch Stadium on Tuesday, August 16th. With the purchase of a special theme ticket, fans will take home a David Eckstein wrestling bobblehead, new for 2022. Upgrade your experience with a VIP ticket and receive a meet and greet autograph opportunity with David Eckstein himself. That's Tuesday, August 16th, WWE Night at the ballpark. For tickets or more information, go to cardinals.com/theme.
The Cardinals salute the men and women of St. Louis that keep our city safe. First Responders Appreciation at the Ballpark is Wednesday, August 17th and Thursday, August 18th. With the purchase of a theme ticket, fans will receive an exclusive Cardinals First Responders hat representing their choice of law enforcement, fire, or EMS. A portion of each ticket sold will be donated to the Backstoppers. For tickets, visit cardinals.com/theme.
2022 is zipping by quickly, and if you haven't taken care of that big exterior painting job for your home or business, CertaPro Painters can help. I've depended on CertaPro for all my painting needs for more than a decade now. They talk about something called the power of pro. That's the power of timeliness, the power of doing it right, the power of minimal disruption. They work to make sure it's a smooth project from start to finish. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. CertaPro Painters, the power of pro. Check out CertaPro.com today.
If you filed a tax extension in April, don't wait until it's too late to handle your tax issues. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Drury Law Firm. Every year, thousands of Missourians file extensions when their taxes are due in April. But what people don't know is the extension only moves your deadline to file your return, not to pay your taxes. So if you didn't pay anything back in April, you could now owe taxes plus interest plus penalties. You think you bought yourself time, but really you've just added to the total bill. If this sounds like you, call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. I am a local tax attorney with an A+ BBB rating, and I will meet with you right away to help handle your tax problems quickly. The deadline to file your return after an extension has already passed, so call the Lance Drury Law Firm now before it's too late. Remember, if you have IRS issues, you have legal issues. Call Attorney Lance Drury, 314-260-6120, or go to Lance, DRURYlaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
You wouldn't trust a butcher to babysit your pet pig. You wouldn't trust a lumberjack to repair your antiques. Or a professional wrestler to be your massage therapist. So why would you trust anyone but AMCO to fix your car? For over 50 years, we've been the trusted experts in transmission repair.
AMCO offers easy payment plan options for most any credit situation, so you can fix it fast and pay it off slow at AMCO.
AA MCO.
KFTK FM Florissant, driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
An investigation into former President Trump. I'm Rich Dennison, Fox News. Former President Trump calling the FBI search of his Florida Mar-a-Lago home dark times for our nation. Initial reports indicate a federal judge approved the warrant in an effort to find classified documents taken from the White House. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi discussing the search on MSNBC.
You need a warrant. To have a warrant, you need justification. And that says that no one is above the law, not even a president or a former president of the United States.
Many Republicans, including RNC Chair Ronna McDaniel, criticizing the Justice Department and the FBI, with some calling for investigations.
I think most Americans right now are horrified. If this can happen to a former president of the United States, what can they do to an average American, especially with these 87,000 new IRS agents that they're unleashing on the American public? but this is unprecedented. It's deeply concerning.
FBI Director Christopher Wray was appointed by former President Trump. The White House says it had no prior knowledge of the search warrant before its execution yesterday morning. Federal health officials plan to alter the way monkeypox vaccines are injected to increase the drug's availability.
The alternate method would allow injections not into fatty tissue, but into the skin. It's called an intradermal shot and would only need 1/5 of a normal vaccine dose. The Department of Health and Human Services would have to issue a new emergency declaration to proceed with that course. The CDC says a bit more than 1 million vaccine doses are on hand. About 3 times that is needed to protect those at highest risk.
Fox's Gernal Scott. Tennis great Serena Williams says she will soon retire from the sport. Williams, who turns 41 next month, telling Vogue magazine she'll retire after the U.S. Open, which begins at the end of this month in New York. America's listening to Fox News.
Every search you make, every click you take, they'll be watching you.
Are you tired of being tracked online? There's a simple solution. DuckDuckGo. It's an all-in-one privacy app with a built-in private search engine, web browser, one-click data clearing, email protection, and more, all for free. Download the app today and get the most comprehensive privacy protection with the push of a button. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is?
Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Our latest wet, cool front moving to the south and to the east, now partly to mostly cloudy skies this afternoon. All I have to do is walk out the door. You know it's cooler, 82. Tonight, partly cloudy, 68. Wednesday, really nice day. Partly to mostly sunny skies. Nice. Lower humidity, 83 for the high, up to 88 on Thursday. But then 79, 80 for highs Friday and Saturday. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Annie Frey here. Join me tonight at the Wine Garden in Belleville for a fundraising event for Illinois Republican governor candidate Darren Bailey.
30 executive orders in 2 years. That is insane, and that is how we lose a constitutional republic.
The evening includes dinner, a silent auction, and a cash bar. Join the effort to help restore Illinois by partnering with Darren Bailey. That's tonight from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. Find details and purchase tickets at 971talk.com/events. Another opportunity for me to meet you this Thursday, August 11th. The Retirement Advisory Group is putting together another Protecting Your Retirement educational event. And on Thursday at the Plaza Frontenac Hilton, you can participate in this free opportunity to learn how you can make sure your retirement is safe and secure. When I go to these events, I show up at about 6 o'clock. The event actually starts at 6:30. And I like to spend at least the 30 minutes there getting to know each and every one of you and thanking you for being there and shaking your hand and just putting faces with some names of people who are out there listening to the Annie Frey Show on 97.1 FM Talk. But you're in for a treat because this free event, which actually does have treats, which is fantastic, you're going to spend about 45 minutes after we get done meeting you, listening to Thomas Helbig and how he has had a whole clientele of 97.1 listeners who have never lost a penny. Reach out and schedule your reservation for this event. You got to reserve your spot by calling 314-993-9494. That's 314-993-9494. Thursday, August 11th. The event starts at 6:30. I get there at 6 to hopefully get to meet you. And you can do it all online as well at retirementkey.com.
Oh, Hank, what a wonderful spider web you have built for us. I love this fabulous space we have right here in the corner of the kitchen.
Thanks, Charlotte. I think I'll build us a vacation web in the coat closet. Maybe even one in Susie's room, too. Oh, no. It's the pest control company again with those green wheels. They always kill the mood.
This is Derek, the owner of All Solutions Pest Control. Give us a call today at 636-486-7888.
If a pest-free home is your goal, call All Solutions Pest Control.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations so you get the product you're looking for. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com or call us toll-free at 888-367-6512.
Tony La Russa here. Men, are you running out of stamina rounding third base? If so, call my friends at Victory Men's Health in O'Fallon, Illinois. Scoring at home is important, just as important as crossing the plate with the winning run. VictoryMen'sHealth.com.
Keeping you connected and aware.
In the world, the country, and the community.
And offering more ways than ever to listen conveniently. Tell your smart speaker to play 97.1 FM Talk or download the Odyssey app.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what you're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
And I think this is unfortunately we've crossed the Rubicon to some extent, where previous administrations are now investigated and previous presidents are investigated by the next administration. This is something from banana republics, not the United States of America.
Matt Whitaker speaking about the raid on President Trump's private residence at Mar-a-Lago in Florida yesterday. And I think that when I hear, banana republic, that's a phrase. First of all, it's a store. To most people my age, it's probably a store where you don't shop. Secondly, I think that a lot of people on a whole host of issues look at what's going on in America and we whine and complain about it. I guess it's part of the First Amendment that we get to do that. But I think a lot of Americans have no idea the distinction that the Constitution, the entire setup, the makeup of American government, why it's different here. So if you don't understand the distinction of what makes America different, you'd probably be less likely to witness and to identify when a threat arrives to what America actually is and what makes it special. You have to know a little bit about other governments, other countries, how they operate elsewhere, probably in order to truly, fully appreciate that. So we're going to talk to somebody here who does understand the world, the different governments, the different countries, how they operate, and what makes America different than that. Jim Carafano joins us now, Vice President for Foreign and Security Policy at Heritage Foundation. Our friend Jim, welcome to the show. Quite a day yesterday, Jim. I'm going to leave it open-ended for you. What are your thoughts?
Well, no, you raised a really great point. That's really important. And one of the difference between being a constitutional republic and some of these other countries is a case in point here. So there's been a lot of chatter on the internet says, well, if they can charge Donald Trump with some crime, no matter how insignificant, under certain U.S. code, he could be prohibited from running for public office, and therefore they could shortchange his opportunity to be president again. Well, that's actually not true, because under a constitutional republic, the qualifications for office for Senate and the presidency are set in the Constitution. So you can't write a law that says we're just not going to let you be president. So, I mean, regardless of what happened, Donald Trump could run for president. So, I don't. First of all, I doubt that was seriously a a thing they were thinking, but because they'd be smart enough to just read the law. No, it's not true. But this is, this also, and the reason why people, however, are right to be worked up and excited about this is, look at what happened in Israel, for example, where they've had successive governments because the prosecution going after Netanyahu, and they've had now a succession of 3 governments that have fallen because they keep using the excuse of going after Netanyahu as an excuse to vote against him. And the last time they put together a government which only had one thing in common, that all the political parties didn't want him. But they don't agree on anything. So, of course, that government fell. And now they've got an interim government. And in all likelihood, Netanyahu is going to get reelected. But one plausible explanation for why there's this sudden spate of violence against Israel from Gaza and the Islamic Jihad is because they think because the Israelis can't put a government in that they're weakened, and this is a good time to take advantage of them. In Israel, of course, military doesn't care who's in charge; they're going to whack terrorists. So, but on the one hand, this is, oh, look, isn't this amazing? We do have checks and balances in the U.S. that prevent people from, once they take political power, just arbitrarily resetting the table so nobody else can never do it again. So that's the good news. The bad news is the people think they can do that. I mean, let's go back to day one of this presidency, where their number one goal was to rewrite national election laws and essentially give the federal government control over state elections, which would essentially allow them to lock in how and who could get elected to federal office forever.
Yeah.
On day one, the president of the United States talked about packing the Supreme Court because he didn't like the political makeup of the court.
Yeah.
So I understand why this has triggered a lot of people, because this is not something out of the blue where like we're all just living in Access Hollywood and everything was fine, and then one day all of a sudden somebody did a raid on the ex-president of the United States. We have a pattern of behavior here from government officials manufacturing plots to prosecute the administration, to all kinds of wacky behavior and things like election court packing and taking over elections, to really unbelievable things like literally ignoring or subverting the entire body of immigration and border security law to have open borders.
Yeah.
So yeah, if people are a little shocked and thinking that it does seem like we have a government that doesn't respect the rule of law, I could understand why they might be upset and be worried about that.
I want to ask you about the phrase, we hear this and have heard this quite a bit, the peaceful transition of power, and how the United States values that comparatively to other countries who, trying to compare corruption levels and pretending like the United States doesn't have that in their government is, I guess, kind of ludicrous. But Donald Trump did not come into office peacefully. They made it as disruptive as they possibly could, from the Obama administration to Donald Trump, and his entire administration was certainly there was an attempted disruption the entire time he was there. He leaves. He's not exactly engaging in what I would refer to as a peaceful transition to the Biden administration. Does that lack of peaceful transition put our country at risk, where you don't have administrations one to the other working together for the betterment of the people?
Well, I would say yes and no. On the one hand, American transitions in federal power in the United States are a much bigger deal than in a lot of countries. Because take Israel, for example, or the UK. When a government falls or changes, 99% of the bureaucracy is the same. So, for example, if somebody's appointed the Minister of Defense in the UK, they'll go in with like 3 political appointees, and everybody else in the ministry are career people. Not to say they don't have politics, but they're the people that were on job the day before. The U.S. government is different. When we do a political transition here, we have like 4,000 political slots. So literally the entire brain of the federal government transitions from one guy to the other. It's like a girl. It's like a huge merger and transition. And of course, it's even more complicated when the bureaucracy, as in many cases, lean one way or another. So in the State Department, for example, everybody's leftist for the most part. So when a Republican administration comes in, there's always difficulty around the State Department. So on the one hand, it is a more sensitive period for us. On the other hand, even when we've seen this kind of where there's political weakness on the top, not just in presidential transitions, but in things like Nixon getting indicted or Clinton getting indicted or Joe Biden's poll numbers being in the single digits, or maybe not single digits yet.
There's still time.
Enemies don't commit the next Pearl Harbor. And that is, I think, because fundamentally, people look at the numbers and they do see and respect this is we're still the largest economy in the world, still an incredibly powerful military, still a country that you mess with at your own peril. I mean, as feckless and weak as we look often some days, people still remember that on 9/11, bin Laden thought America was a paper tiger. And if he attacked the United States, we would all just cower under our beds. And instead, we pummeled his entire organization in Afghanistan. And then we took Iraq on to begin with. So, I mean, sometimes we're not smart and we're a blundering elephant, but, when you poke the United States, you do have, there's a reason why Putin today is only at war with Ukraine. He thinks Biden's weak, he can get away with this, but he's not stupid enough to actually have a war with the United States. China's happy to kill every fish in the sea, or in drills around Taiwan, but you didn't see the Chinese shoot down Nancy Pelosi's plane or sink the aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
Right? But we put our greatness at risk when we have leaders who are not, I think responsible is a better word. I don't think partisan, progressive. It's just not responsible. I mean, remember the movie Risky Business?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Tom Cruise took his father's Porsche, for God's sakes, and he ran into the lake.
Yeah.
There's a message there, right? America is a giant Porsche, right? You do not put a teenager without a driver's license behind the wheel. When we have people who are recklessly, whether it's on energy policy or domestic policy or running away in Afghanistan, they're guiding the world's most powerful country, and they're acting like Tom Cruise in Risky Business. This is just not a smart way to do things.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think that the concern every week we have these conversations, we're never less concerned the next week than we were the previous. Go ahead.
No, I got to tell you. So I just did this piece on Fox News, which I know you guys aren't affiliated with Fox News, but it really kind of lays out why does the Biden administration keep getting it completely wrong, and why are they acting so irresponsibly? And I mean, I can't cover it in a 5-second radio interview, but it's something worth thinking about, because I got to tell you, it's not that these guys had bad luck or they made a mistake here or there. They are consistently doing things that undermine their credibility and undermine the strengths and vitality of this country.
Les, I want to, you talked a little bit about China, and I was going to ask you about that, but I do want to get this question in right now. 87,000 more IRS agents that the federal government says this is where we need to put more people. And as somebody who has been trying to consistently shine a spotlight on the disaster at the southern border, you think we could have used any of those agents as Border Patrol so that we could highlight the issue that we have down there?
Well, you look at where the Americans see the greatest need. Immigration and border security is a top issue because they see literally an open borders policy. Peace through strength. Americans are, why can't we recruit enough people for our military? The economy. The American people see that massive federal overspending has really helped spiral inflation and also dragged us into recession. How many of those things get solved by hiring 80,000 more people to check their tax returns? And the answer is none. So, yeah, if you think that what the White House thinks and the leadership in Congress think Americans need, and what Americans think Americans need, they are not, on the same page. It's like if this was a baseball team and the players all thought they needed another pitcher, and the manager thought what they really needed was a good goalie. That's kind of what we're seeing here.
Oh, man. Jim Carafano, thank you for your time today. There's so much to talk about, and you are so great to give us your time each week. We always look forward to it. We'll talk to you again next week.
Well, that's because you guys are the best radio in the universe.
We're grateful. I heard you wear an Andy Frey Show t-shirt around the Heritage Foundation.
True,
office.
I do. We have 84 t-shirts. We sing the song, and we wave banner every time you're on the air. It's true. If you don't believe me, come here and check us out.
Yeah, it's excessive, and I love it. Thank you. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you again next week, Jim. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. At JJ Carafano, go give him a thank you. He tweets out on a regular basis list of people who he supports and likes, and I'm sure he tells all the people that you're the best in the quote universe. That's a new level. Very excited to be a part of that.
I haven't heard universe before.
No, I haven't.
That's a new one.
Yeah. Think about all the other people in the universe that we just have been deemed better than. This is big for the Andy Frey Show.
Huge.
So if you want to give him a tweet at JJ Carafano and tell him thanks for coming on our show and that you love listening to him, because I certainly do, especially in times like this. Literally not enough time in an interview with him to get to all the subjects that I want to talk to him about. All right. I'm bringing the whole crew in after this segment because there's so much to talk about. And I could just yak on and on and on, but I'd like to get some other perspectives in here. So Hannah on the board today. We always appreciate our time spent with Hannah when she's in studio with us, but Brad working hard outside of the studio in the green room, and Ryan Wiggins going to come join us as well and participate in this conversation along with you. We're going to be watching and reading your comments on the live chat right now. Best place to go is the Andy Frey YouTube channel and comment, and we'll pop some of those comments in and react to some of your thoughts about the craziness of the last 48 hours. Back in a minute.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
I worked it out. I'll be doing this. If you ever doubt, till the love runs out, till the love runs out. I got my money.
Annie Frey here. Join the effort to help restore Illinois by partnering with Darren Bailey.
They're in the super majority right now.
That's tonight from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Wine Garden in Belleville. Purchase tickets at 971talk.com/events.
When you're approaching retirement, there are a lot of questions to answer. Do you have enough money to fund your income for life? How should you claim Social Security? And what's your plan for health care and long-term care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 11 on 97.1 FM Talk. Don't leave your retirement to chance. It's crucial to understand and address relevant risks before you retire. Our team can help you get organized, guide you through critical retirement decisions, and create an investment portfolio designed around your needs. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com, or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
The Wall Street Journal reported that home equity is at record levels. And while home values continue to soar, rising interest rates make it harder than ever to unlock equity. But what if you could cash out your home's equity right now while it's still sky high and not have to move? You can with Truehold.com. Truehold will buy your home for full cash value. Best of all, you get to bank all the cash now and continue living in your home. And Truehold covers all property taxes, insurance, repairs, and maintenance too. Let's review. Truehold pays your home's full value in cash fast. Use your cash to do everything you've dreamed of, like travel or pay off debt. Call 855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com for the smarter, faster way to cash out your home's full value without having to move. 1-855-300-9993. 1-855-300-9993 or go to Truehold.com.
If you're planning to sell your home in the St. Louis area, now may be the best time to capture the highest sale value before the market changes. Mark Cox here, and according to industry experts, the real estate market has shifted. Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty agrees with that. She also has options to help every type of home seller because she understands every situation is different. If you need to sell your home fast, but you're worried about finding the next home, Gloria has the answers and the solutions. She has an instant cash offer program that gives you above market cash offers. No showings, no hassles. You pick the closing date, even up to a year, giving you the cash and the time you need to find that next home. Call Gloria today about that instant cash offer and her guarantees and her other options that'll help you sell fast for the most money. Call 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Nobody wants to miss the important things in life, and if it's because of bad vision, you don't have to. Mark Cox here from my friends at Brenton Vision. They can help you out. That's why I want you to take 2 minutes today to call my friends at Brenton at 314-375-2020 or go online to BrentonVision.com. Your eyes are as unique as your fingerprint. Since Brenton Vision is the only place in Missouri offering all 7 forms of modern vision correction, they can create a customized treatment plan just for your vision. They helped my wife out. She chose the lens replacement therapy and now sees better than ever, and she loves it. You can have that same experience with Brenton Vision. They accept flex plans and medical spending plans as well at Brenton. So don't let that money expire or go to waste. See your best. Do what we did. Call Brenton Vision at 314-375-2020 or schedule online right now at BrentonVision.com.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
You've been wearing that clown and tearing me down. It's been a while since you treated me right. You strung me along for far too long, 'cause I never gave up the fight. Until now, it's gonna hit you hard till you see stars. It's gonna put you through a world of hurt. Oh, I don't believe in getting even, but getting what you deserve. Oh, my.
Most people have reacted this way, and that is, if you don't convict Donald Trump now, you have martyred Donald Trump. You have basically guaranteed him the nomination for the Republican Party in 2024, and you're going to give him a big weapon to go after Joe Biden or, whatever Democrat emerges in 2024 if they don't convict him. I mean, they've raided the guy's house. I mean, one person told me there's no one going back now. I mean, this is total, there's no reconciliation here when you raid somebody's house. And so because of the political implications of that, I'm curious to know about what did the White House know? There was some reporting from Jonathan Martin from the New York Times, not CNN, but New York Times, saying senior political figures in the Biden White House didn't know. They were blindsided by the news on Twitter. I want to know if Joe Biden knew.
So there you have Scott Jennings, is a CNN dude, saying that this, they better have something, but this is a big weapon against Joe Biden. Joe Biden is a big weapon against Joe Biden, as if you needed to put something in the hands of Donald Trump or whomever is going to run against Joe Biden or the Democrats in order to defeat them in the next election. Good grief. Today's YouTube live chat poll, we got a whole crew going on the Annie Frey YouTube channel today. Today's a good day to join it for the first time if you've never done it before. Easy to pop up on your smart TV, open the YouTube app, type in Annie Frey, F-R-E-Y, and you'll see that we're live right now. The poll is in the live chat of the YouTube channel. Does the FBI raid on Trump's home affect the likelihood he'll run for president? You have 3 options. Yes, more likely that he'll run. Yes, less likely that he'll run. Or no, it doesn't affect it at all. We would love to have your votes on that. Another quick piece of business here before we get to the conversation, while we've got Brad, Hannah, and Ryan in the room. We are giving away another 4-pack of tickets to the Tyrus Wrestling event, to the National Wrestling Alliance Fan Fest. It is on August 28th at 2 o'clock at the Chase Park Plaza. We're going to give away a 4-pack of tickets in the 2 o'clock hour. So stick around. You are going to want to hear the right time to ring our phones. You can't call now, so don't try. There's nobody out there to even answer them. But we will be doing it in the 2 o'clock hour. And yesterday we had a ton of people call. And this is going to be Brad's first time answering the phones during a contest.
Yeah,
We're
I'm
all-
gonna be very rude.
We're all
Good
counting. He goes,
luck.
what am I supposed to say to them? And so you pick it up and you say caller number 1 and then you hang up.
They
I'm
say,
like,
"This is Brad. I love you."
it's like Buddy the Elf.
Yeah.
Don't tempt me.
Smiling's my favorite. You should say something different to every person who calls
I
in.
don't know if I could come up with something different every time, but I
I'm
could try.
sure that Ryan will give you a list of things you
Yeah,
can say.
different movie quotes.
List them out, Ryan.
Okay.
That would actually be
I'm
really
in.
funny.
I'm in.
You're
Uh,
caller number 2. We're gonna need a bigger boat. And ask
Exactly.
him, what's that from?
Yeah.
And then hang up.
And then you need to come onto the live chat and tell us whatever Brad
That
said to
is
you.
good.
So we will announce that in the 2:00 hour, your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to see Tires. The YouTube live chat poll: does the FBI raid on Trump's home affect the likelihood he'll run for president? Ryan.
Oh, you're asking me now? No. The answer is no. I'm so sure that he was already going to run that I don't think it affects it.
We've had people comment today
Yeah.
that said that they're voting no, it doesn't affect it because they're confident that decision has been made and he's running.
Yep. I'm in that camp.
Yeah. What about you, Hannah? What do you think?
I'm still trying to formulate my opinion on this. I'm
Yeah.
not sure yet.
I think, well, Brad, what do you think?
Well, this is disturbing, but I agree with Ryan.
Hannah should too, because Ryan's right.
But I don't know that he can run any harder, but I've thought that he was going to run for president. I mean, unless he was just absolutely going to pull the chair out from people, and maybe that's still a possibility, but I just think that he's made up his mind. He's going to do it. He felt like he was robbed, and he's just going to go back and try to rerun the 2022 or 2020 election and win.
In the answer that you can choose being yes, it is less likely, that encompasses also the possibility that this FBI raid produces something that makes it so that he can't run. I think that everybody is reacting right now super emotionally to this, which is so warranted because the FBI, everybody who's had a chance to put their finger on the scale here to try to tip the favor of the outcomes in the direction of the Democrats, every time they've had an opportunity, they've done it. It's not a finger, it's a whole hand. And it's not even really in secret anymore. It's right there out in the open. I have said that I don't think that Trump is going to run in the past. I stand by what I thought before. I am not changing my previous thoughts on it because I don't think that Melania, and I really don't think his family wants him to run. I think that they have a future in front of them that will be defined by what happens next. And I think that if Donald Trump were to run again in 2024, that the future of his children's lives is sealed in that decision. And I also don't think Melania wants anything to do with it. I think Donald Trump does what Donald Trump wants to do, but I do think his kids have the most influence over what his decision would be. So I have said regularly that I think that he wouldn't do it for his family. And I've also said I think Michelle Obama would run to protect her family. I think the only thing worse for Michelle Obama than having to be the president is not having the control and somebody else being the president. And I think Michelle Obama would be a formidable opponent. However, the YouTube poll today is, does this affect the likelihood he'll run? I think yes, absolutely makes it more likely that he'll run. I think that the reason why is if you were watching the news coverage last night, I saw Laura Trump reacting to this. I saw Eric Trump reacting to this. Eric Trump himself said on Fox News last night, I hope he runs, which is a step in the direction of, that's a pretty bold statement coming from the Trump family for a child to come out there and advocate for his father to actually do something and make a decision in one way or the other. So I do think that what took place last night does affect what Donald Trump will decide to do. And I'll even add on that, it changes my opinion on me wanting him to run. Again, this is the phrase I will keep repeating. Everybody is flying off the handle on this. I understand why. I've got 2 fingers left on the handle waiting for some piece of information to come out of this story that makes me go, oh, okay. And I'm waiting. I haven't seen that yet. And I saw Holly. I starred this comment on our live chat because it was so funny. Earlier in the show, Holly reacted to me saying that, and she said, Annie has 2 fingers on the handle. I have 1, and you know which one it is. I get it, Holly. I get it. What do you think, Brad?
Well, I was just going to ask you, you're Melania Trump. Let's say you're in her position right now.
That's very flattering.
You're welcome. You're in her position.
I love Christmas.
Mhm.
Just so it's completely clear.
And you're
in my mind.
bilingual.
And you're bilingual.
Big lad.
But my question is, so you're the wife of the president or the former president, and your home gets raided by the FBI, and you were kind of like, I don't really want to deal with this anymore. And then the FBI comes in and raids your home, and they're still attacking you. How does that? How does that
Well,
change?
ironically, I have gone through something in life that is in no way, shape, or form the gravity of this, but I know what it's like to be married to someone who's gotten screwed over in a magnificent way. And I know what revenge feels like. And the desire for revenge, I know how that plays out mentally and emotionally. And, there under the strength and power, which I believe only God could have given me, the moment I had to speak out, I had pneumonia. And I literally had like 102 fever, where I could have gone into this instance and I could have spoken up. I wanted to speak up, but I was literally too weak to do it. And God took my voice. Literally in that moment, I could not speak and walked away by force and by choice in that regard, and have since felt very blessed that that's how I exited that situation, because revenge felt very necessary in that moment and I didn't take it. And I think that everything's kind of settled out the way it should have settled out. Like, I feel my family has been blessed tenfold in the process of this, and I've been able to stand by my family and the integrity that we wanted to keep intact this entire time. I think that's what Melania Trump is probably feeling right now, is that desire for revenge, but it comes at a great cost. And that is a different story, which is what I've always said about this issue, is as long as Donald Trump remains and retains America first, I am all in. The second that Trump first supersedes America first, I am out. And while I want to see Donald Trump give the most comeuppance that anybody has ever seen on a political scale, I want these people to get what they deserve. I want Donald Trump to stick the landing. I don't want that more than I want our country to get back on track. And I've said this before, as much as I think Donald Trump is the right man for this job, let's have this conversation. Let's put us pre-raid yesterday. Our country needs to be able to build on what Donald Trump did and expand upon it. We can't live. I don't want to live the rest of my life in a everything revolves around Donald Trump world. I don't want to do that. I want to be able to look back on what he's done for this country, whether it's 1 term, 2 terms, what his family has contributed, what they've withstood. And I want to be proud of it. And I want history to reflect on it the way I think subjectively that history should reflect on it. But we cannot live the rest of our lives here in this country with everything always reflecting off of Donald Trump. Which is why if he wins and he goes in there and he cleans house, he could clean the action could be the same. The motive could be different. Should whoever wins in 2024 clean house? Oh my gosh, like it's never been done before. But Donald Trump has to be able to do this, and in a way, I think it's like not even I don't even know a human who would be capable of setting aside how screwed he's been in this and do this for America. Maybe he can do it. I couldn't.
You said that this FBI raid affected your, I don't remember which word you used, and it's significant, either decision or desire for him to run again. I don't remember which word it was. But is that because at the moment last night you were experiencing the same duality of despondency and anger that everybody else, and just said, you know what, this isn't fair? Is that what it was?
I don't. My question is, who else is going to have what it takes to fight back? And I do believe what Donald Trump himself said is they're not coming after him. He's just in the way. They're coming after you, and they're coming after me. 87,000 new IRS agents. We could have used put those IRS agents on the border.
Mm-hmm.
With clipboards.
Yes. We are so lost as a country, and I believe so wholeheartedly that the destruction of everything that exists in this country that we know and stand by, the very foundational elements that we're supposed to be proud of, like the things that make you proud to be an American, those icons of like the America stuff. I'm still as proud of those types of things as I've ever been. There's no toxic masculinity that has made that less attractive to me. I don't ever see an American flag and feel sad. I always feel proud. I will always feel proud. Drinking a beer is absolutely fine. Men being men is absolutely fine. Women being women is absolutely fine. Knowing that the economy is in disaster mode and calling it a recession is absolutely fine. Everything that we know in this country to be true is being questioned right now. And there are so many people who have locked hands in agreement to try to destroy what it is that we know and love about this country. And it's all for power. And I think that my hesitancy on a second term of Donald Trump has nothing to do with my love for him as our president previously. There's probably a naivete that I will admit to of if he becomes the president, it's going to get worse. The division in this country is going to get worse. And I have yet to convince myself that that's the only way to go about bringing this country back together.
I hear you. Yeah, you're acknowledging that if he is in, it has to get worse before it gets better, which I'm convinced that that's pretty much the way it is. After something like this, you go, these agencies are out of control. There's no way for this to get better other than almost a full restart.
Well, and on top of kind of what Ryan's saying there, you get what you incentivize. So if what they want is for Donald Trump to not run, to not be president, and this is the motivation behind what they're doing, for him to not run gives them the incentive to do this sort of thing again, to keep these actions going. And to me, like you were saying, this is America first, or is it Donald Trump first? I'm having a lot of difficulty unwinding those two, because if they do it to him, they'll do it to you, they'll do it to me, they'll do it to Hannah, they'll do it to any one of us that they see as in the way, unless somebody fights back, and somebody has to stand up and fight back. And Donald Trump happens to be the one that they're attacking.
This is an incredibly important conversation, and we're going a little bit long right here, right now. So let's table this for just a minute, and we'll come back and have more Hannah, Ryan, Brad, and myself discussing, along with a lot of comments coming through on the Annie Frey YouTube live chat. We're going to read a couple of those and react to them as well. So get your thoughts written down in the comment section right there. It's kind of how we take phone calls on this show. Join us, Annie Frey, Frey, YouTube live, and participate there and vote in the YouTube poll. Does the FBI raid on Trump's home affect the likelihood he'll run for president? Yes, more likely. Yes, less likely. Or no, it doesn't affect it. And make sure you stick around in that 2:00 hour. Another opportunity to win a 4-pack of tickets to the National Wrestling Alliance Fan Fest at the Chase Park Plaza to see your boy Tyrus wrestling in St. Louis. I'm going to be there. Can't wait to see you there. Back in a minute. Don't go away.
Mama always told me that I should play nice. She didn't know you and she gave me that advice. I'm through with you. You're one bridge I like to burn.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show.
With you, I don't want to be your just for fun. I don't want to be under your thumb. All I want to be is done.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Eric Felton is with Real Clear Investigations.
On Capitol Hill, they've been talking about it for some time.
Yeah.
If you're not getting gas taxes, the electric cars that are using the road, what's going to pay to fix the road?
Weekdays from 3 to 6 on 97.1 FM Talk.
I want to talk to you about Lakeside Renovation and Design, a fantastic partner with us here on the Annie Frey Show in St. Louis on 97.1 FM Talk, because Lakeside Renovation and Design is your destination for home renovations, interior and exterior, that you can count on. The best in product, service, the final project that you've been dreaming about in your home. When you put it in the hands of Lakeside Renovation and Design, it's in the best hands. For your exterior remodel, if you're looking to transform the outside of your home and you're looking to put that James Hardy siding on your house, that can transform the look of your house in ways you might not even realize. That's where the design part of Lakeside Renovation and Design comes in. You have an expert crew who is working with you to maximize this transformation, of course, with this beautiful product on your home, the perfect installation of it that they stand by, but also the team that's going to use this as an opportunity to make your house the dream home you've been desiring. Also, replacement windows, Infinity by Marvin Fiberglass Windows, fantastic replacements exclusive to Lakeside because they trust Lakeside to do the project right each and every time. For your project, give them a call at 636-978-5000. You can find them online at lakesidrenovationanddesign.com.
It's ridiculous over here in Illinois. It really is.
How much worse does it have to get?
So expensive nowadays. I wait to the last minute, hoping that the prices will go down.
How much longer can you wait for relief? Governor Pritzker's doubling the state's gas tax gave Illinois some of the highest gas prices in the nation, yet the potholes in Chicago could swallow a CTA bus. Now Pritzker is forcing businesses to lie to their customers for his benefit.
Only thing Illinois is doing is delaying a gas tax increase and calling that a tax cut.
In Illinois, you have to sue to be able to tell the truth.
Gas station owners in Illinois are suing the state over a new law they claim violates their free speech rights.
How much longer will you be made to play the fool? In the last 4 years, Pritzker added another $2,165 to the tax burden Illinois families shoulder, which was already the highest in the nation. How much more of Pritzker can you afford? How much worse does it have to get before you make a change? Paid for by people who play by the rules pack.
Feeling the pinch of higher prices?
Golden Oak Lending can save you money with their low fixed rates.
James Hawkins here, president of Golden Oak. You can offset today's high prices by using the low interest equity in your home to pay off credit cards, make home improvements, or simply put cold hard cash back in your pocket.
Start saving money and skip 2 mortgage payments. Call 314-567-GOLD today.
Golden Oak Landing, join my blue.
NMLS 114937.
Mark Cox here. Join me, Annie Frey, and Mark Reardon, along with Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw of the Retirement Advisory Group for another Protecting Your Retirement educational event. It's Thursday, August 11th at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. Seats are limited, so go online at retirementkey.com. Here's Thomas with more.
Are you nearing retirement or already retired and concerned how all the market volatility is hurting your retirement accounts? Would you like to know why our clients have not lost a penny with all the market losses this year? Did you also know if you're 59 and a half or older, you can now roll over your 401k tax-free to protect your nest egg and still generate more income than most investment options? You'll get all the answers and more. If you're 59 and a half or older, you don't want to miss this event.
Protect your retirement nest egg and join the official financial advisors of my show, Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw, Thursday, August 11th at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. Call 314-993-9494 or go online at retirementkey.com.
Hi, George Weber. Check out my alter ego, Skip Weber, every Saturday night, 9 to 11. The Saturday Evening Rock Show, the greatest rock and roll show on a talk station in the world. Don't miss it.
The following is a commercial announcement.
Your local radio stations are here for you. No subscriptions or monthly fees necessary. We're here to give you the news, weather, and traffic you need, and the music you love. But if the foreign-owned record labels get their way, it could stop the music. They want Congress to force radio stations to pay them more money, simply to play their music. Don't let radio go silent. Text LOCAL to 52886 and tell Congress to protect local radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Get your HVAC system ready for summer with a cooling system check included with all maintenance plans from Air Comfort Service. Maintenance plans start at $15 per month. To get into your comfort zone, visit aircomfortservice.com.
If it's bumper to bumper or smooth sailing, Sue Thomas has you covered with dependable traffic. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company, the best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor.
Used to keep it cool, used to be a fool, all about the bounce in my step. Watch it on the news, what you gonna do?
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Used to keep it cool.
Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
You take on the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you. So even for a practical, supposedly hard-nosed businessman, he's being really dumb.
So Chuck Schumer, they're talking in 2017, saying you take on the intelligence community, it's going to get back at you. Brian, what are your thoughts? What are your biggest concerns out of this raid yesterday on Trump's home at Mar-a-Lago when you heard this? I mean, is it same stuff, different day?
It's the same stuff, but it's amplified to a new level. This has crossed a new threshold that we haven't seen before, but it is the same stuff. Yeah. I mean, that's what's concerning, is that we've all been saying, look, this is happening, and now it's happening openly. The problem is right now, everybody's really upset by this, and we're still waiting on facts. I mean, we don't know what exactly they're looking for, whether it's something that's, I think in Meghan McCain's word, the silver bullet. Like, is this actually something that's going to bring him down? Is it something that we're all going to go, oh yeah, that's highly illegal? I just doubt it, because of everything that we've seen for so long, that this is the weaponization of an agency against him.
The slippery slope argument has been made over the last 20 years, 30 years. I don't know, probably longer than that. It's just as long as I've been paying attention. People talk about the slippery slope, and the things that are at the bottom of the slope still seem unimaginable. Like, calm down. That's not going to happen. All the slippery slopes that I can think of people talking about, we're pretty close to the bottom of the hill.
We're not quite there, but we're getting closer. And that's what worries me, is that it takes more and more for people to get upset. 87,000 IRS agents. We just went through an administration a couple of times ago that was using that agency to target certain people. And now they're going to add to it. And so we all have these things in our memory, but it takes more and more for everybody to act and to actually speak out and say, this is too far. And that's kind of the goal, isn't it? You sort of desensitize everybody for so long that it gets to finally a point where we go, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, and the thing is it wasn't only just an administration. It was an administration that this current president was a vice president.
Yes, he worked with and for.
But like, whenever atrocities happen across the world, whenever democracy dies across the world, they don't do it in a way that makes it sound like we're going to kill off democracy. It's always presented in a way where we're
it's not really an
it.
easy sell.
Right. Yeah. So
guys, guess what?
If you're sitting here and you're looking around and you're going, well, when is the moment that we cross that threshold? You have to look at what is actually happening versus how they're framing what's happening. You can't just go, I'm waiting for them to say, we're going to eliminate elections altogether and we're just going to be in charge from here on out. Or we're going to eliminate this party altogether and we're going to be here. We're going to be in charge from here on out. But whenever you look at what they're doing, that's exactly what they're saying. We want to federalize elections and ensure that our party's in control the whole time.
Here's something, Edward, on our Any Fry YouTube channel. I'm going to try to get to some of these comments, get your reaction. Edward doesn't strike me as somebody who listens to us because he agrees with us, but he is engaging on the YouTube channel. He says, good, no one should be above the law. Boy, have we heard that phrase over the last couple of years. When Donald Trump's personal residence is rated by the FBI, does that fall under the category of no one is above the law?
Yes, but then you have to, you're at a level where nobody else is at, except for maybe like, I think, what is it, 4 total people that are living right now that are at that level. So you have to compare it to those people and maybe candidates for president for perspective. And Hans von Spakovsky earlier in the show did that. He talked about the famous Hillary Clinton emails and how the FBI handled that very, very differently. They didn't raid her house. She had the only difference between those two things of having classified documents is that Trump's apparently were printed out and hers were on a file.
Easily erasable file. Yeah, Trump might say, if big butt. That's a big butt. Yes, but what do you think, Brad? Good. We heard Adam Schiff say over and over and over again in the impeachment thing. That was one of what I know to be written down. These are the phrases we need to repeat over and over and over again. And they live on here. No one is above the law.
I am so tired of hearing that whenever you don't actually act out keeping people from being above the law. You're saying no one is above the law. Well, our people are, but we're not really going to say that because it's not really that bad when they do it. But that guy over there, he's not above the law. I don't care if he was president at one point or another. Hillary Clinton never made it to president, so we don't have to really worry about her, and it doesn't really matter. But Donald Trump is a threat to democracy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm so tired of hearing all of this stuff because all it is bull crap.
Well censored. Kevin on Facebook says no one else is above the law. Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton. I can keep going. Here's another thing that we heard in the second impeachment. Make sure you don't get your impeachments crossed here, folks, because there are multiple. The second impeachment, we heard no one is above the law. Yes, we understand that and agree with it. And we would like that to actually be put into place. But the second thing was the accusation that the entire call between names that you might recognize now, but maybe forgot were connected with the impeachment, Donald Trump and President Zelensky of Ukraine, the conversation, the capital P, capital C phone call that was in question was highlighted by Adam Schiff and Nancy Pelosi because they said that he was digging up dirt on a political opponent. What the hell was this? You're sending the FBI? Okay, not Joe Biden because he doesn't know that today is Tuesday. But the FBI is going into the former president, potentially the future president's personal residence. It's the same damn thing. I'm saying a lot of bad words today. Sorry, kids. I know you're listening.
Just say crap, like Brad did. Bull crap.
We can call it bologna sausage if you like.
I know that's my phrase. That's my mom's phrase.
No, that is a great comparison because it's very true and everybody knows it. And that is why this has gone too far. This, save a few details, which we're still waiting on. This looks like it has crossed the threshold that everybody says too much. This is too far. Like you played a clip from even somebody on CNN saying it.
Officer Gary on YouTube says this is a fight or flight moment. I say fight.
I say fight.
A tires giveaway in the next hour. Stick around. We'll be right back.
If you own a house in St. Louis and you want to sell it as is without any inspections or need to make any repairs, call Chris Buys Homes St. Louis at 314-782-8000 or at chrisbuyshomesaintlouis.com and get your cash offer without any obligation, commissions, banks, or headaches. Chris buys vacant houses, inherited houses, fixer-uppers, beautiful houses, even the tenant won't pay their rent apartment. Google Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis. That's Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis. And check out the best reviews from satisfied customers. When you sell to Chris, you decide when you want to move, according to your schedule and your terms. Go to chrisbuyshomesinstlouis.com. Google Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis or call 314-782-8000. That's 314-782-8000. And get the offer you have been waiting for. Chris Buys Homes in St. Chris Buys Homes in St. or call 314-782-8000.
Our military service members volunteer to protect us in the most dangerous places around the world. They step up. And when they are severely ill or injured, returning to their families is only the beginning of their long road home. Wounded Warrior Project provides these brave men and women whatever they need to continue their fight for independence at no cost for life. So now it's time for a grateful nation to step up. Join us at findwwp.org.
Have higher mortgage interest rates put you on the sideline of buying a new home? Well, not anymore. TR Hughes Homes and our preferred mortgage lender have teamed up to reduce your mortgage interest rate on all brand new, ready now TR Hughes inventory homes. Example, a 5.5% rate would be slashed to 2.5% the first year, 3.5% the second year, then 4.5% the third year. 3 years of below market interest rates on all TR Hughes completed inventory homes. Supply is limited, so don't wait to take advantage of this unbelievable offer. Certain restrictions apply and must qualify. Visit trhughes.com for details.
Surprise! Surprise! You know, surprise parties, they can be fun, right? Well, financial surprises, not so much, especially when you're retired, like finding out you owe more in taxes than you thought you would, or having to go back to work to make ends meet. Maybe you think you'll be okay, but why not double check just to be sure? Call Marvin Mitchell at Compass Retirement Solutions and schedule a retirement double check. Marvin and his team have been helping families plan for retirement for more than 15 years. Call 314-373-1598 to schedule your retirement double check with Marvin Mitchell at Compass Retirement Solutions. That's 314-373-1598. Don't let a financial surprise derail your retirement dreams. Give Marvin and the team a call, 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services, investments, and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and in Illinois.
KFTK FM Florissant, driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Former President Trump's home searched. I'm Rich Dennison, Fox News.
A federal judge approved a search warrant allowing FBI agents to search the former president's home in Florida yesterday. Fox's Ashley Webster is just outside the president's Mar-a-Lago resort.
We have still not heard anything from the Department of Justice or the FBI for that matter. No comments, not even a statement. And we certainly haven't seen what was the basis of that search warrant that was approved by a magistrate judge right here in Florida.
Former Vice President Mike Pence tweeting today that Attorney General Garland must give a full accounting to the American people as to why the action was taken, and he must do so immediately. Jury selection has started in the second trial of two men charged with conspiring to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer in 2020 over their disgust with COVID restrictions early in the pandemic. Prosecutors are putting Adam Fox and Barry Croft Jr. on trial again after a jury in April could not reach a verdict. Two other men were acquitted and two more pleaded guilty. President Biden has signed a bill that will provide billions for the country's semiconductor industry.
The bipartisan bill, months in the making, is designed to boost computer chip manufacturing in the U.S. with tax credits and federal grants. President Biden says, speaks to the idea that in America, everything is possible.
I mean, it really is. We can channel all our resources. Most of all, we can channel the full talents of all our people.
Currently, most chips are produced overseas at risk of supply chain disruptions. Some Republican lawmakers joined Democrats here for the bill signing.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. President Biden today is also signing the NATO accession protocols for Finland and Sweden. It comes after the Senate on a 95-1 vote approved the alliance expansion. The countries made bids to join NATO after Russia's invasion of Ukraine. America's listening to Fox News.
Every search you make, every click you take, they'll be watching you.
Tired of companies like Google and Facebook watching everything you do online? There's actually a simple solution. DuckDuckGo. It's an all-in-one privacy app with a built-in private search engine, web browser, one-click data clearing, email protection, and more, all for free. Download the app today and get the most comprehensive privacy protection with a push of a button. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Our latest wet, cool front movement to the south and to the east, now partly to mostly cloudy skies this afternoon. All you have to do is walk out the door. You know it's cooler, 82. Tonight, partly cloudy, 68. Wednesday, really nice day. Partly to mostly sunny skies. Nice. Lower humidity, 83 for the high, up to 88 on Thursday. But then 79, 80 for highs Friday and Saturday. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Annie Frey here. Join me tonight at the Wine Garden in Belleville for a fundraising event for Illinois Republican governor candidate Darren Bailey.
30 executive orders in 2 years. That is insane, and that is how we lose a constitutional republic.
The evening includes dinner, a silent auction, and a cash bar. Join the effort to help restore Illinois by partnering with Darren Bailey. That's tonight from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. Find details and purchase tickets at 971talk.com/events.
If your business has accounting problems, you probably have tax problems. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm in St. Louis. Running a small business is tough, and it's no surprise that companies that don't keep good books often run into tax issues. If you don't fix your accounting problems, you could be doomed to land in the same tax pitfalls every year. Call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. I can help you get out of tax trouble and stay out. If your small business doesn't have a CPA or accountant, I can help you find one. And if you already have one, I work closely with them to resolve your tax problems quickly. Make no mistake, if the numbers don't add up, the IRS will catch it. Fix your accounting and tax problems before they snowball with help from the Lance Drury Law Firm. Remember, if you have IRS issues, you have legal issues. Call attorney Lance Drury, 314-260-6120, or go to Lance, DRURY law.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
The Cardinals host the Brewers August 12th through 14th and celebrate the Heartland Coca-Cola 1982 World Champions 40th Anniversary Weekend. On Friday, 25,000 fans ages 16 and older will take home an embroidered 1982 V-neck jersey courtesy of Phillips 66. That's Friday, August 12th. The Cardinals, the Brewers, an 82 V-neck jersey. Great seats remain. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/promotions.
Do you feel the need for speed? Then fly over to Busch Stadium for Top Gun Maverick Night on Friday, August 12th. That night, the Cardinals host the Brewers, and with the purchase of a special themed ticket, fans will take home an exclusive Cardinals t-shirt featuring our favorite co-pilots, Uncle Charlie and Yachty. That's August 12th, Top Gun Maverick Night at Busch Stadium. For tickets or more information, visit cardinals.com/theme.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
AMCO offers easy payment plan options for most any credit situation, so you can fix it fast and pay it off slow at AMCO.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
If you need last-minute hires in no time, you need Indeed. Their integrated hiring solution lets you schedule and conduct video interviews all in one place. Finding your next great hire has never been more streamlined. Get hiring at Indeed.com/credit.
Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. Find the car you want, new or used. Get it at Clement, get pre-approved. Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. ClementAutoGroup.com.
If you use a smart speaker, you can listen to 97.1 easier than ever. Just tell it to play 97.1 FM Talk. Or download the Odyssey app for your phone and stream the station whenever, wherever.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. It has been quite a Tuesday. If you are tuning in for the first time today and you want to know what you missed, Hans von Spakovsky at the very top of the show, starting at about 12:10, we discussed with him the FBI raid on Donald Trump's personal residence at Mar-a-Lago, what it entails, what kind of legal precedents exist, hint, hint, none for this type of an action. As well as speaking at 1:05 with Jim Carafano about this situation and kind of putting it into the context of this taking place in the United States and how it compares to the rest of the world. The phrase we keep hearing is banana republic. So we appreciate you being here. Real quick, Ryan, you did acquire your KFC soda?
Yeah, I need a little bit of a verdict from the room, maybe even from the chat, though.
I'm pretty sure that I already have ready to say what I need to say, but go ahead.
I got this cup down there for lunch today.
Free lunch. Which we should also add that KFC in our building, the first day they opened, gave away 50 awards of free lunch for a year, which is a weekly free lunch on Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
And shockingly, Ryan got one of them.
Mm-hmm. I was number 46, I believe. So I was not top of the line, but I saw the line forming and I said, I need to be in that line, and I got there. You got to do the work to get the reward, Annie. That's what I always say.
You got in line for free stuff. You're a socialist.
Yep. So I got, no, I'm not. This is capitalism at its finest. It was all promotion. So I went down there anyway.
I'm trying.
Regardless of the cost of the cup. I got this cup with my meal. Whether I paid for it or not doesn't matter. It was legal. I'm not saying I stole it.
Is this an ethical question?
Yes, it's
well,
an
then it
ethical
does
question.
matter whether or not you paid for it or not.
No, but they gave it to me. I didn't steal the cup. That's the point. This was given to me by the restaurant at lunch. Okay. So I needed a refill. I go back down there moments ago, trying to make it back by 2:07-ish. And I did.
And then he walked into the studio like he's the Fonz.
I even said, hey.
Exactly like that.
And then I
you did.
sat on my chair backwards.
Finger guns
and
and
I
all.
hit the jukebox and just started. It's amazing. We didn't even know we had a jukebox in here, but we do.
We actually don't.
It was playing the Annie Fry Show theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually the show you're on, which I have to remind you weekly.
So if I'm in there eating the food in the restaurant.
Put your soda down. I can hear the rattling.
Okay. And I run out of soda. I fill it back up because it's a public fountain there. It's like not behind the counter.
It's
right there.
it's not a public fountain.
You know what I mean? It's
Well,
for the customers to do.
You know, words shockingly do matter for the paying customers.
Is it one of those Coke freestyles? This is
No, it's
even
not one of
related,
those. It's a traditional fountain. So you go up to it, you get your refills all you want. Now, does that apply if I have left the restaurant?
No.
Same day.
No,
Same
you
day.
didn't even pay for the meal.
That doesn't matter, though.
It matters.
No, it doesn't.
No.
It doesn't.
If you paid for that cup and you went back downstairs to get a refill, I still wouldn't like it, but that would be a different situation than you getting free KFC for the year. Do you only go to KFC on Tuesdays when it's free?
No, I will sometimes go on Thursdays.
Is that after you take the survey on the receipt so you can get another free meal?
Yes.
Again, have you paid for anything at KFC downstairs?
Once in a while, I got a BOGO. So, yes.
Once in a while?
Yeah.
But you go potentially multi times a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you want to know if you can get your free soda from your free KFC for a year and then go work a couple floors up from KFC and then go down and get unlimited refills because it's a quote public fountain.
Here's the thing.
Oh my gosh.
I tried to make eye contact with the lady behind the counter who now knows me because I come in every Tuesday and she's the same and she's wonderful. I tried to make eye contact with her to tell her, hey, is this cool? Because there was a long line. And I knew there's no way I'm going to be able to stand in that line and make it back up here. So she did not make eye contact with me. So I thought, okay, next time I'm going to ask her. And if she says, no, they're not free, I'm going to pay for it. But I have a feeling that they are. I have a feeling she's going to say, yeah.
That what is free?
The refill.
You don't even know if it's free refills?
I don't know. If you're in the restaurant, it is. But like I said, I left and came back with same cup, but I left and came back. So the question is it free if you've left the restaurant? Same day, though.
No, I think
same day.
I think leaving the restaurant is the line because you've got to draw the line somewhere. Otherwise,
Would you go back to
the next day?
Got McDonald's.
I would think within the
would you
same
go
day.
Back that later that day
In the
refill your
restaurant?
cup?
I think in the restaurant. I think QT,
But
some
you
of those
left.
places you can do that. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
But that's
what?
why I'm asking the question.
Yeah, but you're doing it until somebody, what? You're going to have the FBI on your doorstep asking to see your KFC cup.
This will probably do that, yeah. Because they were being looking for any reason to come after me. You know it. This will do it.
Brandon on YouTube says, new show, Ethical Gray Areas with Ryan Wiggins. G-Whip says, Ryan, you are the reason free refills are disappearing. I agree with that because you can't say you're not taking advantage of a system.
Oh, totally. But that's why I want to ask her next time I go, is this okay or not? Because I feel kind of like, I'm bad about it, but I want to make sure that I pay for it. I don't want to steal it.
You don't.
I do.
No, you might want to, but you're not.
I will.
If you wanted to, you would have.
Exactly.
Then I would not be here right now because the line was too long.
You know what? If you wanted to pay for it, you wouldn't have gone downstairs to get a free one either.
You just put it on us and this show for the reason why you're doing that. That's not cool either.
I want to hear somebody who does this, who has a good explanation for why, because I feel
so
like day
far,
of.
we've only gotten comments that disagree with
Well, then,
what you've been doing.
Then I will concede the argument and say, you're right. Then I'll go pay for it.
Yeah, Officer Gary says sounds questionable to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
From the law enforcement,
We'll take
it's a
that one.
no.
Okay, we'll take that.
Marley says, Ryan, just do it. I mean, it's going to make for a really great show story for the show here soon. What are you going to do if they take away your free the rest of the
You're
year?
putting
your free
that
year?
in jeopardy.
I don't know. I'm walking a thin line here, and I don't love it, but it did happen under this circumstance. So clearly, everybody's siding with you guys.
Do you every week go back down for a free refill?
No, it's the first time I've ever done it.
So this is not a normal practice.
No, not at all.
So you've done this one time.
Yes.
And the one time you did it, you kind of questioned yourself as to whether or not it was cool or not.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I was wanting to ask the lady behind the counter, but I thought at that point I would be causing more problems for her by
stealing
kind
the
of
soda.
cutting in line after I had filled it, that I was like, oh, shoot. Okay, I'll just ask her next time.
But you still took the soda.
I did. I did still take the soda.
Yeah.
Did you feel a little bit guilty?
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you guys.
That's all you need to know.
Okay.
John says on YouTube, if they don't say anything, you're good. I don't know that that's how it works.
But
I
hey,
don't agree with that.
but the conscience thing is questionable, though, because I brought to you guys a few months back another situation involving
Jeff
stamps.
says Wiggins is above the law.
Do you remember? Do you remember the stamp dilemma that I had too? Where I bought stamps at a flea market for
And you
way
thought that-
below, and I thought, oh, these have got to be stolen or something. So now I feel bad after I thought about it. And a whole bunch of people chimed in and said, no, that's probably a business that went out that they just had a bunch of extra and they gave them off, or somebody bought them cheap and
But
they're
your
reselling them.
conscience at the first point matters, not your justification that you found afterwards that might make you feel better. Like on Jackie says on YouTube, do you feel shame?
Not shame, just I feel like it's a gray area that KFC has not defined for me. So I need to have it
Is it
defined.
KFC's obligation to define that specific situation for you before you participate in it again?
Yeah.
So if you
it
walked
is.
in there and just had your eyes covered and your ears covered and you didn't see the explanation, you could continue to just take what you want because it wasn't specifically listed as something
Yeah.
not to be taken by
I mean,
Ryan
if they had a
Wiggins.
sign up, I would be like, okay, now they're talking my language. But I'm fine with even just an employee telling me, don't do it. Okay, I won't do it.
Walrus King on YouTube says if they don't say anything, you're good. Seems to be the policy in San Francisco.
Yeah, up to $900.
Just take a few $100 of product, no problem.
I was gonna say, there's no way you're getting
Exactly.
prosecuted in St. Louis.
No, he probably would.
Oh, he would,
I
yeah.
work here.
White collar crime. White collar crime. Criminal Ryan Wiggins steals Diet Pepsi from KFC. It's probably not even Diet Pepsi. What is that?
It's Sweet Lightning.
What?
What?
It's Mountain Dew, Sweet Lightning. It's their orange soda.
Sweet Lightning?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Okay.
I needed the caffeine. That's why I got it.
Guac-
They were out of Dr. Pepper.
We have two people commenting on the YouTube today. One of them's name is Croissant Witch, and the other one's name is Guacamole Kid. And I said to the crew in here off air, that is this the real names that people are talking, or is my diet just manifesting itself in YouTube names? But Guacamole Kid says, call the cops, Annie.
Okay. Well, hey, Officer Gary says that it's questionable and that I should probably go back and pay.
That is not what he said. He said, when in doubt, do the right thing.
Something like that.
Here's my
I'm
question.
inferring.
Are you going to get another refill on that soda cup?
On this one? No, this is
Why, you've drawn the
for
line?
the day.
This is
Yeah.
the
What
line?
about next
Yeah.
Tuesday? Are you going
Next
to?
Tuesday, I get a new cup.
Are you
Would you-
going to refill it?
After you leave?
I'm going to ask them next time I go in.
What if you
what
go
is
in
your
and
policy?
what if you go in and there's a long line?
Well, next time I go in, I'll be waiting for food. So I'm going to wait to get to the front regardless. So I will ask next time.
So you're going to ask
And I will
when you
report
get your
back.
first
Yeah.
first drink.
The first one. And if they say, yeah, once you leave, you can't do it, or they say, we don't care, I'll say, great. I'll be back later.
Marley says it's okay since it's a crappy soda.
Sweet Lightning.
You're actually helping them get rid of product. Nobody else wants it.
Man, join us on the Annie Fry YouTube live right now and vote in this poll. We've been talking about this a lot today. So if you're just tuning in, we would love to have you check us out on the Odyssey app. Rewind back to the beginning of the show. You're not going to want to miss the Hans von Spakovsky conversation we had at the top. Ryan, you said you heard a bit about that. Interesting to hear his take on this whole FBI situation.
Well, from the legal perspective, because this is a lot of stuff that we laymen don't necessarily know. Well, how does the FBI work? You know, what's it like? He's in DC. He knows. So listening to him say that this is really unprecedented means a lot, because that means that you are in legal territory that you don't really know a whole lot about. So
It's not as if the Republicans in power didn't have the opportunity to push this type of action to other people who were not currently in office previously.
yeah,
Legitimately, people on the other side of the political aisle being investigated, that if the FBI were to show up and do this, that there would have been a reason. Let me put it this way, an explanation to do that. I always think an excuse is something to me that excuses the situation. It explains it, but also kind of makes it worthy of being done. An explanation is just why something happened. It certainly doesn't mean it's an excuse. And this could have been done. A lot of people have been asking for this to have been done previously. I think it was Jonathan Turley was talking about how this people on our side of the aisle, if you're on our side of the aisle, some of you aren't, that have wanted, Hillary to be in her orange jumpsuit and Hillary to be in handcuffs and blah, blah, blah. And other people, Hunter Biden, so on and so forth, that investigating people because they're political foes is not the right way to do things. And that if this in turn is exactly that same thing in the converse, because the people in power want to marginalize for good Donald Trump, you have to understand how that would apply to everybody. And nobody is above the law. No one is above the law is a phrase that we should all believe in. It's just that the people who are always saying that are on the left, and they're all saying it about the right. When the right says something about it, people are like, oh yeah, let's talk about Hillary's emails again, because that's how they all talk. I mean, that's either no one is above the law, or there are some people who are above the law and they just happen to be on the left side of the aisle.
Yeah, exactly. Either prosecuting things for political reasons or not prosecuting things that should be looked into for political reasons. Each one of them are both out of line. And we're seeing that play out in a very short period of time with two different sides of the aisle. And I think that's why we're all going, huge problem here.
Yeah.
Huge problem.
And it's going to get worse. It's going to get way worse before it gets better one way or the other. All right. It is time to give away the next 4-pack of tickets to the National Wrestling Alliance Fan Fest at the Chase Park Plaza. Right now, we are going to take caller number 16 to 314-241-9797. That's 314-241-9797 is going to win a 4-pack of tickets. And we hope it's you. So give us a call and register to win here by calling in and being the 16th caller to see Tyrus wrestle on August 28th. It's a Sunday, 2 p.m. at the Chase Park Plaza. If you are interested in purchasing tickets, if you try to win and you don't, or you just want to go ahead and purchase them, go to nwatix.com. That's nwatix.com. Caller number 16 wins a 4-pack of tickets to the National Wrestling Alliance Fan Fest with Tyrus, August 28th at 2 p.m. 314-241-9797. 314-241-9797. Caller number 16. Back in a minute.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie. Free speech is alive. Right here at the frequency of 97.1. It's where St. Louis comes to talk freely. 97.1 FM Talk.
Slim 180 is how I've lost weight. MySlim180.com is the website where you can learn more about this. When you have thought about losing weight, and maybe you've tried everything, I want to tell you what worked for me and what I hope you'll give a chance to work for you. And that's Slim 180. I did the HCG program with them. I lost 22 pounds in less than a month. And you can have success, maybe even greater success, depending on how much you have to lose, like I did. And right now, if you buy a nutritional program at Slim 180, you're going to get one free. If you buy an HCG program, which I already did, you're going to get LipoLean free. This is a limited time offer. You reach out to Slim 180. Make sure you mention the Annie Frey Show when you contact them and figure out how they can customize a plan to you and your needs, your desires on how much weight to lose, whether it's 15 pounds or whether it's 150 pounds. Slim 180 is there to help you with your progress and your success. Like I said, I stand by them. They've helped me, and I really hope that you give them a chance to help you out as well. All the details online at myslim180.com.
Mark Cox here with a question for homeowners. Would you sell your current home if you found your dream home? Well, of course you would. That's why you need to call Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria has a program that kind of eliminates the worry of selling your current home and then finding that next home with inventory being as low as it is. Gloria is an expert at finding listed and unlisted homes that match your specific criteria. Just let her know exactly what you're looking for. She'll find that dream home in the neighborhood of your choice. And once Gloria finds a homeowner who may consider a sale, not yet on the market, Gloria is going to inspect that home, set up a private, no obligation showing, and negotiate on your behalf at no charge if you want to make an offer. If your offer is accepted, Gloria will also help you sell your existing home. Learn more now. Call Gloria at 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon, and if you're looking to get the exterior of your home or business repainted, CertaPro's expert painters can help. They focus on the power of timeliness, the power of inspiration, the power of doing it right, the power of localness, the power of minimal disruption. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated and can help make your home or business look amazing. Get your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. I've hired CertaPro for more than a decade because the work is amazing. For your home or business and the power of pro, CertaPro painters.
Hello, this is Dave Walker, former Comptroller General of the United States. The federal government has grown dramatically, promised too much, lost control of its budget, and must restructure its finances in order to create a better future.
I agree, Dave. This is Ken Heisey from Heisey Advisory Group, and you're invited to a special event on Thursday, August 25th. Dave and I will talk about our country's financial issues and how they may impact your retirement. Learn why it's critical to take action now and discover strategies that can help protect your future. If you've saved at least $750,000 for retirement, call 314-328-6000 to register for this special event. After a decades-long mission to promote fiscal responsibility at all levels of government, you won't want to miss what Dave has to say. Call 314-328-6000.
Dave Walker is not affiliated with and does not endorse Heisey Advisory Group or AE Wealth Management, LLC. Heisey Advisory Group may not provide tax advice and is not affiliated with the U.S. government. Investment advisory services offered through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
It's ridiculous over here in Illinois. It really is.
How much worse does it have to get?
So expensive nowadays. I wait to the last minute, hoping that the prices will go down.
How much longer can you wait for relief? Governor Pritzker's doubling the state's gas tax gave Illinois some of the highest gas prices in the nation, yet the potholes in Chicago could swallow a CTA bus. Now Pritzker is forcing businesses to lie to their customers for his benefit.
Only thing Illinois is doing is delaying a gas tax increase and calling that a tax cut.
In Illinois, you have to sue to be able to tell the truth.
Gas station owners in Illinois are suing the state over a new law they claim violates their free speech rights.
How much longer will you be made to play the fool? In the last 4 years, Pritzker added another $2,165 to the tax burden Illinois families shoulder, which was already the highest in the nation. How much more of Pritzker can you afford? How much worse does it have to get before you make a change? Paid for by people who play by the rules PAC.
I come from the heart of the heartland, where picture shows where the corn grows and rolls and rolls with summer green.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
And it goes on through the crack of the bat. Oh, everybody rolling out their welcome mat, and our hands on our hearts under the stars of the Friday night flag. And on the heart will wander beyond that wild blue yonder. When I get lost in the noise, like a whisper, I hear the voice of the boy. From Illinois.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Speaking of Illinois, I'm going to be with Darren Bailey tonight at the Weingarten. I am looking forward to this event. I don't know if tickets are still available, but 971talk.com/events has the event listed there. And you can check out the possibility of the link to tickets is there. So if you want to go, I would love to see you. Brad and Hannah are going to be there with me and my husband. So I'm excited to welcome Darren Bailey back to Southern Illinois, which he's from. So it's not like he needs to be welcomed back here. So we're watching right now the press briefing, and we're not going to have the whole press briefing here, but Peter Doocy was just asking Karine Jean-Pierre about the FBI raid. So did you need to get it in? Go ahead.
Karine Jean-Pierre.
I can hear the sweet lightning. Is that what it's called?
It's come through, isn't it?
Come through.
Yeah.
The way you pronounce their voice. Let's listen in and hear what Peter Doocy had to say
to all of you just moments ago to you.
Separately, the president visited. Well, we know that the Speaker of the House was here visiting the president today. Did they discuss the Speaker's visit to Taiwan?
I have not seen the president since the event, so I can't speak to that at this time.
Thanks, Karine. Do you consider Donald Trump to be a political rival of President Biden?
I'm not going to speak to that from here.
But you talk about Trump all the time. So do you consider him to be
I don't talk about Trump all the time.
ultra MAGA? You guys were criticizing his handling of COVID last week. You've mentioned his January 6th response a couple days ago. So can you say, based on all that, I didn't say anything about Mar-a-Lago. I'm just asking you if you consider the president
I'm saying from here, I'm not going to comment on that.
Does the president still want to think that he would be very fortunate to run against Trump in 2024, like he has said before?
Again, I'm not going to comment on. I'm not.
I'm the president. In the next election, I'd be very fortunate if I had that same man running against me. Does he still?
All I
think
can tell you, Peter, is that the president intends to run in 2024.
Is there a concern here that if you guys don't say more, then these Republicans who are accusing this White House of weaponizing the Justice Department, weaponizing the FBI, that's going to become the public sentiment? If you guys don't say once and for all, we are not doing that.
First of all, we're just not going to comment on the Department of Justice investigation.
Okay,
we're just not going to comment on that.
Is this White House weaponizing the Justice Department and the FBI against political opponents?
The president has been very clear from before he was elected, very clear on this. Hold on. Throughout his time in office.
I heard the quote. We will be playing the quote tonight at 6:00. Is this administration weaponizing the Justice Department and the FBI against political opponents?
Peter, the president believes in the rule of law. The president believes in the independence of the Department of Justice.
That's a yes or no?
No, that is no. It's a yes or a no for you. I'm answering the question. You may not like it, but I'm answering the question, and I'm answering the question, and I'm telling you that we are not going to comment on a criminal investigation. The president has been very clear. I laid out what his thoughts were back on January 7th in 2021 about how he saw the Department of Justice. And I'm just going to leave it there. We're not going to comment from here, from this White House, on a criminal investigation that is currently happening.
And just one more about the Inflation Reduction Act. Who around here decided that Americans were crying out for more interaction with the IRS?
I don't understand your question. You have to say more.
Do you think it's going to be popular when the 87,000 new employees hired by the IRS go around and start auditing people to pay for the Inflation Reduction Act?
So it's very clear. The IRS commissioner was very clear on this. He said that on the record that this will only apply to those earning over $400,000. The commissioner said, and I quote, "These resources are absolutely not about increasing audit scrutiny on small businesses or middle income Americans, as we have been planning our investment of these enforcement resources is designed around Treasury directive that audit rates will not rise relative to recent years for households making under $400,000. So this is focus on those who are corporate wealthy tax cheats that congressional Republicans wanted to defend. That's who they wanted to defend. They wanted to defend those corporate tax cheats. This is not about that. This is not about folks who make less than $400,000.
So no new audits on anybody making under $400,000 a year.
Very clear. No. Hey, Monica.
All right, Peter Doocy doing the thing. I love Peter Doocy. Who thought that Americans were clamoring for more interaction with the IRS? Yeah. Jackie on YouTube says, "Is she pleading the fifth?" It sure sounds like it.
Yeah, she was saying nothing. She would say no. I mean, you're talking about the guy who's probably going to run against Biden. All she would say is Biden's going to run again.
Well, that's the funny thing, is that she got him to say that Doocy got her to admit to, yes, we still intend for this guy to do this again. What? That's not going to make the American people happy either.
You know, what's interesting is that she and he were talking a lot more about Biden's usage in this case of the Department of Justice. Most of the news has been focused on the FBI.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Hans said in the interview you guys did earlier, like right at the beginning of the show, that Merrick Garland, head of the DOJ, had to have signed off on this. I hadn't heard that yet. So that's why it's interesting to talk to legal minds like that to find out exactly what is the connection between the DOJ and the FBI
Well,
here.
Christopher Wray and Merrick Garland had to approve this and know about it. The White House doesn't. And I can't remember I watched so much Fox News in the last 15 hours trying to get everybody's takes on this. But the idea that Joe Biden himself would be made aware of this before it happened would be the dumbest thing. And I know the bar is real high. The dumbest thing that they could do, because the plausible deniability of, I didn't know nothing, is important in this instance. And they could have told him and he just forget, dude.
Yeah. Did I? I don't know. Yeah, sure I did.
We got a Tyrus winner.
We do.
How'd you do? First of all, grade yourself on how you did answering the phones.
The reason I'm late is because I'm catching my breath.
Okay.
So I give myself an A.
Yes, you should. And
I only did one movie line though, Ryan. I'm sorry.
You did do one?
I did do a movie line, and it was from Get Smart.
Uh-huh.
And it was for caller number 15. I said, missed it by that much.
Oh, hey, that's really good.
Look at Ryan's like
That's
a proud
great. I'm
papa
proud
over
of
there.
you,
He goes,
son.
you literally clapped 3 times.
Yes, he did.
Oh, that's real good.
So Vicky from Chesterfield.
Brad does not care, Ryan.
No,
So,
yeah.
he's not
He does
feeling
not need my approval.
The proud papa.
A lion does not concern himself with the praise of lambs.
Okay.
I'll concede to that.
No, but it was Vicky from Chesterfield.
This show is so weird. What's that, Vicky from?
Vicky from Chesterfield.
Vicky, yay! Thank
Yay,
you.
I know where
Congratulations.
Chesterfield is.
I know a Vicky.
And I also know a Vicky. I'm so excited right now. I can't stand it.
Especially for Vicky. You
Yeah,
want to be
me too.
Vicky's friend because she gets 3 extra tickets.
Mm-hmm. Vicky's going to have a whole lot of friends. It's like that Mega Millions jackpot.
Or that commercial, I think it's a Geico commercial. It's about the guy that you make a lot of friends when you get a boat. Do you know what, do you know what I'm
No,
talking
I
about?
have not seen
It's
that.
like the whole premise of the commercial, the campaign is that like when you buy a boat, people come out of the woodwork to be your friend because they want to ride on your boat. And it's like that one of them is the guy who you send an email. I think the name is Devin, but you accidentally sent it to the wrong Devin. So the wrong Devin's like, hey, remember that time where you emailed me? So I heard you got a boat.
Brad can attest to this. Whole lot of friends when you have a truck.
Yes.
Especially when they're moving.
Yes.
We've
right?
talked about that before.
Yes. And I have rules about like if you ask me to help you move, what you define as helping you move, and we got to settle on terms and all sorts of things because my goodness.
That sounds like a Brad thing to do.
I like
Is there
this.
a contract?
Like there's a verbal contract.
Do you have to
but
sign in pen or blood?
blood?
Mm-hmm.
I like this because there are rules.
There are rules. There has to be rules.
Ryan needs to know explicitly
Yeah.
all the rules before he
because Ryan
participates.
wants to look at the rules, see how he can exploit them. For
Otherwise,
his
he
benefit.
just
That's
shows
also
up
true.
to help you move and takes what he wants as he
Yeah.
goes.
Oh, that looks like a nice
He
vase.
didn't say where we were moving it to.
Yeah.
Moving
You
this
guys-
to
you
my
have-
den.
You have sufficiently shamed me that I am going to go down after this show and not only pay for the soda,
Aw.
but tip that girl.
You should.
Because I talk to her every Tuesday and we joke around like, I am here again. And how many people you see, because it's Tuesdays. I think it's Wednesdays. They do the free ones for
Do you have any?
different people.
Do you have any shame when you go to get your free food
No,
every
gosh,
week?
no.
There's no shame there.
No.
You shouldn't have shame. You want it.
No. But for this, too many people have said, yeah, that's against the rules. John said, I pulled this one up because I'm like, ooh, that's a good one. He said, if it's been an hour, your return is a new visit and you have to pay for that beverage. There's actual court rulings remarkably on this.
Uh-oh.
Now I got worried.
You know what there is legal precedent for today?
Yeah,
Not
apparently-
FBI raids on
Yeah.
the former president of the United States home, but yes, stealing soda refills from
Mhm.
KFC. Was that specific to KFC or just refills?
It just says refills. So at some point, somebody probably held on to their mobile on the run cup for 4 years.
Okay, new ruling though. If Ryan goes down there and explains what he did and they go, oh, we don't care. Come back down and get a refill anytime you want. A-okay, 100% good with that?
If it comes from a manager.
Oh.
Oh, not the front. I have to ask the manager.
That's true. You could get permission from someone who doesn't have the authority, granted.
Yes.
Ooh.
That's that's actually fair.
You need to,
I'll agree to
when
that.
you ask, you need to see their credentials.
Yeah.
Are you a manager?
And who are you exactly?
Can I speak to your manager?
Yeah.
That's my line.
Oh, man.
No, I'm going to do that. I really will. I'm going to do all of what you guys are talking about, and then I'll report back because I want to know now what's going to happen.
So do we.
Okay.
I want to know if they tell you, no, you can't do that. Are you going to try to sneak in there and get one from time to time?
Heck no.
Okay.
Heck no.
Oh.
In fact, I already, just from talking about it with you guys, feel terrible about it.
You brought it up.
Yeah,
You
but that's
asked
because
for it.
I thought it was a gray area, and you guys were like, it is not a gray area.
Are you glad you asked?
Yes, I
Okay.
am. Although I'm a little bit embarrassed for asking. Now I feel like a shade ball, which I am not. I am not a shade. By the way, update on a different story.
I got nothing.
I bought.
this whole show is spiraled out of control. I'm sitting here watching my show.
Last week, I was not here that much last week. I was here like the middle of the week
Yeah,
only.
no joke.
And I actually last Friday, so the previous Friday, after I told you guys I wasn't, I stopped by a grocery store on the way home and I bought a Mega Millions ticket.
Oh, you said you wouldn't?
And I said I wasn't going to do it, but there were signs everywhere. And I thought, you know what?
And we talked about it like
I
the
know.
whole show.
And I opened my wallet and there were $2 in it. There were $2.
So you went for it.
And I was like, Destiny.
Were you excited?
Clearly, I'm going to win this.
In the moment between purchasing the ticket and the time where I assume you didn't win, did you feel a little extra hope in your life?
I did. And then I
See?
felt really good when I won. I won it.
So
yeah.
And then he won the Mega Millions. And then the next week he stole soda from KFC. This is unbelievably believable.
Because there's a gap between when you win and when the money starts coming in.
The check hasn't cleared yet?
I'm waiting like everybody else.
Okay, two things when we come back. One is the story about what Ryan Wiggins attempted to do last week for his wife, unprompted by anybody on the show, and the ridiculous, potentially questionable story of how that developed. We don't have the end yet because I told him to stop telling the story off air. I thought you deserved the opportunity to hear it. So Ryan will tell that story when we come back, and we'll get the results to the YouTube live chat poll. Does the FBI raid, I almost pronounced FBI as a word.
I didn't know what you were saying.
I almost read the word FBI, which is actually an acronym.
Does the FBI?
Yeah. Raid on Trump's home affect the likelihood he'll run for president? Yes, more likely. Yes, less likely, or no, doesn't affect it. Folks, we have gotten over 100 thumbs up on the YouTube video today, which I don't think we've ever done before. So thank you, everybody who's been chatting along with us. We've had a lot of fun with you. We're going to wrap up the poll and hear the latest exploit.
It's real.
In the pursuit to make Mrs. Wiggins happy when we come back.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show.
I saw that name on the marquee sign.
The Mark Cox Morning Show.
As for Liz Cheney, doesn't she look constipated?
They talked to 40 people trying to find somebody to support her, and they only found 2 people.
I'm telling you, it's all about that look on her face.
People will not vote for you if you're constipated.
Weekday mornings 5 to 9.
AirComfortService.com, the website where you can go learn about all the different ways that you can fix, the issues that you have with your air conditioner right now. Gosh, it is so hot. I saw that the real feel, according to AccuWeather, was 111 degrees. Oh my gosh. It's super toasty. If your air conditioner isn't working in tip-top shape, you could be spending a lot more money running that sucker in your house and not getting the comfort zone that you're paying for. Have Air Comfort Service come out to your house and look at it. Give it a tune-up. Make sure that everything is running the way it's supposed to be. And if it's not, getting it working back in good working order. 314-513-0091 is the number to call. And I would encourage you, if you don't need them to come out right now, you might need them in the future. If you're looking for the good HVAC people to call that you can trust, I've had them in my home and we'll have them back the next time I have an issue. Put this number in your phone and save it. 314-513-0091. That's 314-513-0091. My friends at aircomfortservice.com.
Feeling the pinch of higher prices?
Golden Oak Lending can save you money with their low fixed rates.
James Hawkins here, president of Golden Oak. You can offset today's high prices by using the low interest equity in your home to pay off credit cards, make home improvements, or simply put cold hard cash back in your pocket.
Start saving money and skip 2 mortgage payments. Call 314-567-GOLD today.
Golden Oak Landing, cured my blues.
NMLS 114937.
I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Hi, this is Arnold, owner of the Good Feet store. Have you been suffering with foot pain, knee pain, low back pain, or plantar fasciitis? Maybe you've tried all kinds of remedies with no relief.
It was terrible. I was in tears a lot. It hurt that bad. For 2 years, I was watching these commercials thinking, this can't be real. You're never going to find out if you don't try. So my legs and my feet do not hurt like they did before Good Feet.
Call 314-317-9494 or visit one of our 2 locations on Olive, Catty Corner from TGI Fridays, or in Shiloh, Illinois, across from Dearborn's.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Individual results may vary. Consult your physician for medical conditions. Visit the website goodfeetstlewis.com. Come in and try the Good Feet feeling today. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief at the Good Feet store.
Mark Cox here. Join me, Annie Frey, and Mark Reardon, along with Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw of the Retirement Advisory Group for another Protecting Your Retirement educational event. It's Thursday, August 11th at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. Seats are limited, so go online at retirementkey.com. Here's Thomas with more.
Are you nearing retirement or already retired and concerned how all the market volatility is hurting your retirement accounts? Would you like to know why our clients have not lost a penny with all the market losses this year? Did you also know if you're 59 and a half or older, you can now roll over your 401k tax-free to protect your nest egg and still generate more income than most investment options? You'll get all the answers and more. If you're 59 and a half or older, you don't want to miss this event.
Protect your retirement nest egg and join the official financial advisors of my show, Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw, Thursday, August 11th at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. Call 314-993-9494 or go online at retirementkey.com.
Join Mosby Building Arts every Saturday from 12 to 1 p.m. on 97.1 FM. Rich Orse and guests give insider tips about renovations, design, construction, exteriors, and more. Tune in to Right at Home with Rich on Saturdays or catch the podcast online.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Get in your comfort zone with the new HVAC system and see if you qualify for 0% financing and $100 to $900 in utility rebates. For details and a free estimate, visit aircomfortservice.com.
Up-to-the-minute traffic reports, so you don't have to keep looking at your phone. Dependable traffic on 97.1 FM Talk. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company, the best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor. You're listening to The Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. I believe this is one Fleetwood Mac. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
I know everything about him.
That's Lindsey Buckingham singing, along with
From the
Mick
Palace.
Fleetwood and Christy McVie and Stevie Nicks.
He's my fave.
They're all singing. Yeah. Mick Fleetwood is who you're talking about there. Yeah, he's everybody's favorite in that band.
I don't know what we just did, but I do know that this is Fleetwood Mac. Let's talk real quick about. You get 5 minutes to tell your story.
Okay.
Before we get to the results of the YouTube live chat poll, which
Okay.
you can still vote in right now.
All right, this story is unfortunate and sad.
Does it end sad?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know the
Yeah,
ending.
it ends on a huge downer, which is great for the end of the show.
That's fantastic.
The only silver lining, when I walked away from this going, well, at least I'm on the radio and I can use it. Because it was bad.
That's literally what he said about taking the soda from KFC. He
Yeah,
goes, well, I thought it'd be
yeah.
a good story for the radio.
That backfired.
There's nowhere in your contract that requires theft for
Well,
stories.
Well,
Tell the story. Tell the
okay.
story.
So I went to Schnucks Thursday, and here I started by messing up. Thursday was my 15th wedding anniversary.
Mhm.
I didn't even mention it on the air.
Did you remember?
Yeah, I did.
You knew that morning.
I did. But I didn't tell her. She wakes up at a different time than I do. And so I had to leave. I didn't see her in the morning.
Jackie right now says #buy flowers. She's just
Oh,
anticipating.
Jackie,
I'm just
wait
gonna
for
leave
it.
that up there.
Wait for it.
Yeah.
So my plan was, okay, well, since I'm not going to see her in the morning, I'll wait till I get home and she won't remember at all. She will not even know that I remembered because she won't remember because there's so much going on. So I'm going to come home. I'm going to have flowers. I'm going to have a couple of little gifts and she'll realize, oh my gosh, it's our anniversary.
You don't understand women.
Well, enough that when
Annie and I are just shaking our heads.
at about noon, my mom texted both of us and said, hey, happy anniversary, you guys. I'm like, oh no. And she goes,
At
oh,
about
I didn't
noon?
even remember.
Right when you were about to
Yeah.
come on the show,
Yeah.
reminding you to say happy anniversary. To your
That
wife.
would have been a great time.
She should have texted at 12:45.
Yep. It's all on her. So that kind of ruined that. And then it became, oh, are you getting anything? Because you didn't get anything in the morning. I'm like, yes, I had planned on getting something. So I went to Schnucks. I got flowers. I got a couple of the treat kind of things that she particularly likes that she doesn't buy herself a lot. And I thought, well, this is gonna be good. We were going out of town the next day, so I'm like, there's not a whole lot we could do tonight because there's too much going on, but she'll love this.
Mm-hmm.
So I get home. Actually, we had our church group. So I went straight to there to meet her and the kids there. Show up. I have in my car the gift, the food things. The flowers are gone.
Oh, no.
I start going, wait a minute. Did I put them in the front seat? Maybe I put them in. Search the car. There are no flowers in that car. I have the receipt. I paid for the flowers so I could prove it, but there are
Nothing
no flowers.
speaks to a woman's heart like, it's on the receipt.
Exactly.
Look right. Did you show her the receipt?
No.
Okay.
I just told her. But she was excited to see some
you
of the
still have
cookie
the
things
receipt?
that I had. I don't think I have anymore. But I absolutely did. And I still have no idea where I lost them between the checkout and maybe left them in the cart. You know how the little baby buggy thing pushes out? They may have been underneath that and I didn't see them when I was emptying the part. I have no idea. But that's the whole story. And the truth is that I was really mad because I knew everybody's going to think, oh, I did it because the radio, and everybody's going to think I was making it up when I really did not. I went to buy those flowers and I wasn't trying to make a story out of it.
Was Mrs. Wiggins happy with the treats you got her?
So yes, she was, and she had to be because we were around lots of people. So that kind of worked out.
I mean, did she seem grateful that you thought about her in that way?
She did. Just enough.
This is not a sad ending to the story.
I think it
I understand
there's
your
so much
frustration,
better than it could have been.
But here's the thing. We didn't obviously acknowledge that it was your anniversary last week.
Yeah.
We didn't pressure you to get flowers. You did buy flowers on an anniversary, which seems to be kind of against your MO. But you did buy her flowers earlier.
Yep.
Previously.
Yep.
That credit goes a long way.
I would think so.
And you made the effort and you had the thought, I want to do this for her. You thought specifically about her and got her things that specifically she likes that maybe she wouldn't treat herself to. It is the thought that counts. And you thought the thought. So I think you did great.
Good. Is it okay that I also drew a card instead of buying one?
Of course.
I didn't do that.
Oh, I was just going to say it's better.
But I love doing that because then I can say, kids, why don't you guys make a card and everybody will think it's much more from the heart.
Again, it's about the thought. And if the thought is, how can I get credit for something I didn't do? That's not really
Well, I did get credit for something I didn't do, which is give her flowers. But I did get credit for it because I absolutely did buy them.
You bought them.
Yeah.
I just don't know where they went.
Hannah, I would say he did a good job.
Yeah, I wouldn't be upset with that.
Unprompted,
Okay.
unmanaged by anybody on this show. You did good.
Thank you. Thank you.
What did she get you?
Nothing.
Now you're done bad.
We're going to cut that conversation
What did you
off.
deserve?
Oh, I deserve quite a bit.
Yeah.
After all that work I went through to get her things, I deserve at least that many
Lost
things, if
half
not
of
more.
them.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she didn't have a nice bouquet of flowers for you. All right, let's get to the YouTube live chat poll before we wrap it up here.
All right. The poll today is, does the FBI raid on Trump's home affect the likelihood he'll run for president? Oh, wow. We got 204 votes on this.
Sweet.
That's like a record.
I think the only other time we've gotten over 200 votes was should Ryan Wiggins get his wife flowers.
Yeah,
We're not even
really.
joking.
That's true.
Because you told us if we got over 200 votes, which we thought was maybe too steep to commit Ryan to having to purchase something, and we did.
All right. Back to the poll question. Once again, it is, does the FBI raid on Trump's house affect the likelihood he'll run for president? The options were yes, more likely, yes, less likely, or no, it doesn't affect him.
Real quick, you said
No, doesn't affect him.
doesn't affect it
I
because
said
Because he's already going to do it.
doesn't affect.
you guys agreed. I said yes, it's more likely. Hannah, you never weighed in. What do you think?
I didn't weigh in. I'm going to go with the majority and say yes, more likely. And
The
when I say
majority.
majority, that's because 61% of the people voted that he
Wow.
will be more likely to run. 34% of the people said no, it doesn't affect. And 4% said yes, but less likely.
A third of the people saying no, it doesn't affect. I would venture the large majority of those votes are of your mind. They knew what he was doing the whole time.
Yeah.
So
We have some comments that came in. JC from YouTube said, I didn't want Trump to run a while ago, but now bring him on.
That's
Larry,
interesting to me.
that's kind of where
Yeah. Yeah.
That's today though.
You come at my guy?
Fine.
Fine, let's bring it.
Let's rumble.
Yeah.
Larry from YouTube said, makes my support for him that much stronger. Linda from YouTube says, I think it's more likely he will run. I know more than ever I want him to. Somebody needs to stop them, and DeSantis does have the drive that Trump will have now. That's interesting. Let's see.
I still
here.
think that Ron DeSantis could do what Donald Trump needs to do. But he has to do it with Trump's blessing, not against Trump, with Trump.
Craig from YouTube says, I voted no because I believe he has made his decision whether he's going to run or not before this ever happened. So
He's
that's
with me and
leaning
Brad.
more Ryan.
Yep.
Wouldn't it be awesome if Ron DeSantis was the president and I know what I'm saying, but Donald Trump was the vice president and all Donald Trump did is what he's doing now? Just go around and crap disturb all over the country while Ron DeSantis puts everything back together.
I'd watch that.
That'd be fun. Anyway. And if you impeach DeSantis, you get
yes. Talk about an insurance policy.
Bulletproofing your presidency.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, we're not doing that.
Oh.
Jeff
That's
from
just
YouTube
funny.
said that raid will fuel Trump more than that raid will fuel Trump more to bring corrupt people to justice. I don't think he will stop it. I don't think it'll stop him from running. He won't turn his back on his people.
Do you think this has anything to do with that? Was it Class F or Section F thing that Trump was kind of covertly talking about his plan to go in?
Super deep cut.
I know.
With 90 seconds left.
I know. Yeah, with 90 seconds left, let's go way into this thing. The timing of it's interesting.
Donald Trump is intending in full a planned out day one cleaning of the House if he were to be put back in office, elected to the presidency. And before this happened, that's going to include a lot of these bureaucratic people who had a part in what we saw take place yesterday. So I think it's Schedule F.
Schedule F. I couldn't remember which word it was. Yeah.
But that's the name of the plan that Steve Bannon and the people who are trying to be the brain trust of how do you become effective on day one? Because Donald Trump took way too long to be effective.
Mm-hmm.
And in the weight of Donald Trump's, like in the beginning, they were so green to how this all worked. Nobody trusted him. He was under investigation. He was being accused of colluding with Russia. It was all baloney sausage.
Mm-hmm.
And he who is the Attorney General? Jeff Sessions.
Jeff Sessions.
Womp womp. Christopher Wray, FBI Director. Womp womp. He needs to make good decisions on day one if he becomes the president. That's what Schedule F is.
Yep.
If they get Schedule something F. And maybe. Who knows? We have, like I said, way more questions than answers right now. The Mark Reardon Show will attempt to answer some of those when we come back. Don't go away.
Hi, this is Andy Berg, board certified master arborist with Hanson's Tree Service. Leaving your ash trees unprotected from